You start asking
Sounds
away.
like a plan. I'll let you start off with the questions.
And I'm going there.
Yep,
Yep.
that's the
Camera's
camera.
right there.
Right.
Welcome to the NiceGuyAndy podcast. Cause tonight we're on season 5, and we got Josh Ashcraft back into the house.
How you doing?
To my left, right here, we got the man, the myth, the legend. We got the wrestling encyclopedia, Sean Jahns.
Hello, everybody.
And to his immediate left, we got the man who is a four-time state champion, Bmoney.
What's up?
Now, guys, do y'all things while I start sharing it out?
Josh, how it's nice to finally meet you. I've seen you on the podcast and stuff, and I don't know why, but you look so familiar.
Okay.
You look so I feel like I've seen you before, but don't.
Well, I've spent a lot of time with Ohio Valley Wrestling, so if you've been a fan of OVW over the course of the last 14 years, you've seen me in some way, shape, or form.
And so, but before we started the podcast, I asked him a question. He told me to wait for the podcast, and because we started watching this old OVW, and it's from 2002.
Yeah.
And he said that he was in the crowd, and I was like, "Oh, how long you been working for OVW?" So, how long you been working for OVW?
I went to my first OVW show well over 25 years ago as a fan. I finally got my foot in the door with OVW February 19th of 2011. London, Kentucky will always be my home where I got baptized into wrestling. Jumped in the ring truck, went down to help just kind of set up the ring and hang out. And next thing you know, they're like, all right, well, show up on, at that time, Wednesday, and, you can come help us just clean the building or, do whatever grunt work we had. So I did. And I went from the guy, scrubbing the floors to the guy that'll scrub the floors. Cause,
Paid your dues.
You gotta, but you never stop paying them,
That's right.
So, but, yeah, man, blessed to have been a part of it for the last 14 years. And, I loving every minute of it.
Oh, yeah.
I think the reason why you have seen him and have start recognizing him as well is because maybe your dad, Bears, took you to a few OVW shows and you've seen this man all your life and never even realized it.
There's a possibility. How old are you?
21.
21. All right. So I've been working there since you were 7. So if you've ever been to a show there, God, you made me feel old now. If you've ever been to a show in your life, chances are I was there.
I don't know if he's ever took me to a show. He might have. He didn't take me to a lot of shows. Because when when we started to get a little bit older, he wasn't wrestling as much. But yeah, I guess when we was younger, we went to more shows, but I don't really remember.
Was your dad a wrestler?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Who was your dad?
Ray the Bear Steele.
Ray the Bear. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But I've been hitting the head so many times over the course of, you know what I mean? I'm better with faces than names, but I do. Name sounds familiar. More than likely, we've been through passing once or twice, so
That's right. Because Bear was a former
And
Mountain
he's also
Wrestling
wrestled
Association.
for like Roger and
Okay.
to those places.
Okay, so I might have seen him on a show outside somewhere going
Yeah.
through like AWA or something, maybe.
Yeah.
Or okay, all right, cool.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now this man right here is
Yeah.
just now breaking in. He's got a wrestling license.
He
I
just
guess
got
it's
licensed.
The official announcement.
Nick Dinsmore and Rob Conway
I
on
got
TV
it.
now.
Kentucky license.
That means you can start training.
Yes.
Wait. Let me see that thing. Hang on. Good God, they're up to that many numbers now?
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what I sent it. I sent it to my
I
uncle.
know somebody whose
Mine's
wrestling
4
license
digits.
number is 1.
Yeah. We're probably talking about the same person.
Yeah. You know who has the number 1 in wrestling license, though?
If I'm not mistaken, is it Dale?
Yep, Dale Bass.
Dale Bass.
Hey, we actually had him on the show a couple weeks ago.
Funnily enough, you guys have the show going in the background with some old OVW going on. You've got the Lords of the Ring, Rob Conway, Nick Dinsmore taking on Shelton Benjamin and Red Dog for the OVW Southern
Rodney
Tag
Mack.
Team Championships.
Yeah.
That's right.
Which I've got a little bit of a history with myself.
Right.
Heck
So,
yeah.
longest reigning OVW Tag Team Champions of all time with the Legacy of Brutality. You know, that's both combined and consecutive reigns.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
You know, that was that was my big
lot of-
thing I will crow about until the day I die.
A lot of
That's
people
what
don't
it's
know
about.
that the Southern Tag Team titles also go back from Memphis. Not just Memphis, the AWA Southern Tag Team titles.
They do. They
Based out of
go
Memphis.
as far back as Memphis. That was the offshoot. Those same championships were held by Mario Jannetty and Shawn Michaels when they were the Rockers. So with the belts, the championships that we had at that time, which I still want in my own personal possession, but
Right.
I can't convince the old man to sell them to me.
Oh, man.
Damn it,
But
Al.
I've got I have relatively close of a replica of it. But I have the replica that I have at home, and I look at it, and I'm like, okay, I can pick out the fundamental differences between, you know, our championships and the one that I'm holding now, because it did have the old, and it was, I think, one of the few times the AWA used almost like a jagged looking logo for it, but it still had all of the markings for AWA. We never got them changed. Danny never ground it down. It was just there.
Wow.
So that was always kind of dope, you know.
Yeah.
Nice. That's always great to know.
I like they kept the design that they had from here back in 2002 or whenever,
Yeah.
and way longer than that, like up until 2021.
We were the last team to hold the old championships. After
Right.
that,
And then
they
did- wasn't it
introduced
like
the
a
new ones, the
four-way
Tate twins.
Battle Royal or something.
It was a 4-way ladder match.
ladder match.
We had a ladder match. The Tate twins won, and
Yep.
then they relinquished those championships for the new championships. I want to say like a week or two later,
Yeah.
because of the way that we had scheduled things.
And then the new titles look
Yeah.
like the old Smoky Mountain Tag titles.
Yeah, they really do.
That's right.
But, you know, that's the great thing about the history of OVW. That's the best part about OVW. And for me, being a guy that was a fan prior to actually being with the company, it gives me a complete different perspective on everything. Because, you know, I'm here watching this match. I'm in the crowd watching this match. And now I'm sitting here watching it again, and I'm talking about it. And it's really neat to be able to be a part of something that's been going for so long,
That's right.
you know, and not even just on camera, but behind the scenes as well, you know, doing a lot of the reconstruction and construction of the building and things like that, you know.
Which is
That's
awesome.
fun, yeah.
It shows that you have this long-lasting history, just like with OVW. It shows that you've improved, you've gotten better, you've started learning even more, because you're never too old to learn.
No, you never stop learning. I mean, the moment you stop learning is the moment that you're dead.
That's right.
Right.
And when you think you know it all, and you've got to be the smartest guy in the room or whatever, you know, it's never going to work out in your favor.
That's right.
So
Never would.
there's a couple people, Trash and Flash Flanagan. You know, that's a guy that's an unsung hero in the history
really
of professional wrestling. I mean,
Not just OVW, in general,
yeah,
but
just in
wrestling
general.
in general.
Yeah.
He's
Amelia Rose said, "Hello, Father."
hello.
Oh, Emily Rose, that's my daughter Sam. Hey, Sam. She's not really my daughter, but she claims me as her.
Well, close enough. Hey,
Hey,
those
we're-
tuning
That's
in.
right.
What's up, everybody? Say what's up in the chat.
That's right. Say what's up.
Josh
because you're live.
Ashcraft, OVW superstar. I don't.
Yeah, Easton Villain, OVW legend, Lyndon Bastard. I've got a million names.
Yeah.
Pick
Yeah.
pick
Yeah,
and
you
choose
do.
it. Pick and choose
Pick
it.
and choose.
Like I was telling him the last time he was on, you and me actually were at a 2021 show with OVW, and he was still managing the legacy
Yep.
of brutality.
You were.
And he was doing his thing.
Oh, was that when I showed up dressed like Piper?
Yep.
With the kilt and all?
When you took took the pick that
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't take no toothpick.
now I remember Ryan threw his pick out
Ryan
there.
Von Rocket now, but he's do it, and the pick went in the crowd and went. Shit.
So I was like, mine now.
I crawled on my hands and knees to get to it. I didn't care. We were outside.
Did you use it?
I didn't use it, but I still have it at the house.
I find those damn things everywhere, man.
Oh
Like
my
seriously, I don't even know how. Like I guarantee you, there's probably one in my bag right now.
And you don't even know how.
No clue how the hell it
He
got there.
probably uses them to strum his guitar and throws them wherever he can.
I grabbed it and was like, y'all saw nothing. I had a fanny pack because where I came in dressed like Piper, I had the kilt and everything. I had a pair of shorts on underneath. I didn't realize that I could have got something else, but I'm just like, I'll just do that in my kilt. I said, y'all saw nothing. Just slotted the family like, this guy was crazy.
That was before we even became a part of this podcast.
Yeah, well,
we were still
we didn't
just
even know
normal
anything
fans.
about the podcast at that time.
And here we are now.
That's right. It's something special because OVW was the first place that we saw you at.
Well, and OVW is always going to be special to me. It's been the longest relationship I've ever had, the longest job I've ever had, the longest love I've ever had. And, it's like the wrestling business. Once you really get it in your blood, there's nothing else like it.
Exactly.
She hates me. I love her, but, business ain't never going to change.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It never will. That's one thing that I love about professional wrestling. It is the only place that can bring everyone together. No other sporting event does what wrestling does.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling has brought me to so many places and so many people's like homes and lives and things like that, and that's really, that's a dope thing to be able to go out and get a visceral reaction from a human being on a show like this. You've got people that are cheering, you've got people that are booing. It's emotion that they're pouring out to you, and to be able to be a part of that it's just wild.
Always.
It's wild.
Oh, yeah.
Tasha Van said, "Hi, Ashcraft."
Oh, hey, Tasha, thanks for tuning in.
All right,
She-
Sam.
Tasha's great.
I'm glad you gave your dog Lady a bath. She's like, hey, Dad, I won't be able to talk much. I just gave Lady a bath. That's her new dog.
Oh, well, outstanding. Well, at least the dog.
That's a nice name.
Yeah.
But it's always great to see the old school OVW.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
And the new stuff is good, too. Let's not
that's right.
poo-poo the new stuff.
Well, and that's the thing. I think a lot of people, it's the things that we've done in the past are amazing. And like I still have, one of my behind the scenes things. I'm an instructor at the academy, and I'll have my kids sit down with me and we'll watch.
That's awesome.
Old wrestling, or we'll watch past OVW stuff, things like that. And I'm like, look, there's things that you can learn from all this. There's things to be learned here that you could be doing now that nobody else is. But to rest on our laurels and the things that we've done in the past, I mean, that was then, this is now. What have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
It's the nature of the beast. It's just that it is how
totally.
it is.
It's always great to study the tapes too, because it helps you to learn something that you might have not known. May help you to hone your craft whenever you're out there inside the
Look
ring.
at this fella right here.
Next up on the docket, you're seeing OVW's own prototype.
That's right.
John Cena. And
Wonder
again,
whatever
that's,
happened to that guy.
yeah, I wonder what he ever did.
Yeah, I wonder where that guy went.
But that's the thing, you look at that, and the question is, where are our superstars going to be in 20 years? Because we're watching this, we're seeing this, we're watching this old OVW in the background as we sit here and have a chat, and, as cool as that is, what about the guys that we have going on now? What about the guys like Eric Surge, the guys like Crixus, Anthony Totelli?
Yep.
The names, the new faces of OVW, whether you like them or not, the trifecta. We've got people like Parker Lee that have come in, people like Donovan Cecil that have been there and have been doing it. And you wonder, are we going to be sitting around a table in another 20 years having these same types of conversations while we watch them? I think that's what's kind of missing, is that spark.
Yes.
For a lot of people.
100%.
Because they're thinking in the now. They're not thinking in the 20 years from now.
That's right.
DJ Eric.
Hey, Eric.
DJ Easy E. Eric Montgomery said, sup, Ashcraft, LOB for life.
Love you, DJ Eric.
He says, Josh has done everything in OVW, from selling merch, run the music, referee, manage, wrestle, commentate. Much love, fam.
I appreciate it. Love you too, buddy. Yeah, Eric.
Jack of all trades.
Well, jackass of all trades. Master of some, like 3 or 4.
Hey, Sean got to manage some music before, so
No,
he understands.
we don't talk about that.
Oh, come on, Sean. It was a good experience for you.
No.
What happened when Sean was running the music? I gotta know.
It was thrown on me at the last second. I don't respond well to that. If you'd let me know, hey, in a couple days we're gonna have you run music. Can you do that? And we get there and they're like, you're running music. Okay. And I was like, don't
And
ever
they
do-
didn't-
It's
Well, no, man. Like, I feel
some
that.
people just if I know it's coming, I can prepare myself mentally
Sure.
for it. But if you
Yeah.
just throw me on it,
well,
that
that's
Nova.
yeah. That's
That's Nova.
Nova.
Yep.
Yep.
Bucci.
Oh, Mike Bucci taking on John Cena for the OVW Heavyweight Championship,
Nice
World
Boston.
Heavyweight Championship. Well, later to be World Heavyweight Championship. Mike Mondo did defend that in Japan.
Hell
that,
yeah.
that's a thing that happened.
That's what I'm talking about.
But
Heavy magic.
so the going back around to having things thrown on you, that's actually how I kind of got started with OVW. Was I went to help set up for a show and got told, hey, go be a referee. We've pushed the show back as far as we can, and Chris Sharp's still on his way here because there was some huge pileup on the interstate.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, it's like, oh, well, I don't know what the hell I'm doing as a referee, but here I am. Okay, go.
That's something.
Learn as you go. And luckily, I
That's
had
the best thing to do. Learn.
I
learn
had-
by doing.
Shiloh Jones, now Truth Magnum,
Yep.
and the man beast, Ted the Trailer McNailer, as that first match that I refereed. And having both of those guys out there, they called their match in the ring, but they also called everything that I needed to do as a referee to me.
Which is a good thing.
And that was that's a skill that's lost.
Yeah.
That only a handful of people really can do nowadays is truly go out there and call it. And that's how they were trained, because that was a Rip Rogers thing. If you couldn't go and call a 60-minute match in the ring, then you weren't one of Rip's guys.
That's
type
right.
thing. And that's why I've never claimed to be one of Rip's guys. I was a hang around with Rip enough that I learned so much from being around these old school guys, the guys that were there in the era that we're looking at. And I feel like there's a whole generation that is trying to bridge that gap now between the old guard of the OVW locker room and this new OVW locker room. Between, when I broke in, literally the people, ladies and gentlemen, we're watching OVW's Fall Brawl from 2002 in the background as we're sitting here having a conversation.
Right. Yeah.
I encourage you to go check it out after you get done watching me, of course. But we're talking about all of these people, and these are guys that when I was breaking into OVW, I still had people like Smooth Johnny Spade. I had people like Jack Black. I had people like Nova around. We had Rip Rogers, Nick Dinsmore, that whole crew that I got to come in and learn a little bit from each of them, and in their time, passing through or finishing up or whatever it was they were doing with us at the time when I first started. And it was phenomenal. You get to sit under learning trees that you grew up watching, and now we have kids in our locker room that grew up watching me do stuff with the LOB.
Yep.
So I still have that ability to now try to pass along those types of lessons and those things that I was taught. So, you have that core group of guys like an Adam Revolver.
Great.
That, absolutely at any point he wants to be, should be in OVW's Hall of Fame or Hall of Honor or whatever it is we're calling it nowadays. Yeah. Revolver deserves to be in that class, because I don't know of anybody else right now that, truthfully, outside of Adam, that you could just throw into the ring with anybody and go, okay, go.
Yeah.
And Revolver can do it. That's a thing like Chris Silvio from, Death Proof Dojo.
Yep.
Shout out to Chris Silvio.
That's right.
Esquire.
Yes, Mr. Esquire.
NWA.
But, Chris Silvio's the kind of guy that can do that.
Yeah.
Mike Mondo's the guy that can do that.
Oh, Mondo.
Love Mondo.
Mondo is a machine. Mondo is a beast. He always has been. He always will be. You have guys like that that can go out there and do these 60 minutes and just feel it, call it, and that's I would guarantee you that's what the people that we're watching currently are doing.
Speaking of Mike Mondo, sorry, you just
you're fine.
Remind me something.
I'll talk Mondo all day.
Right, I watched a match with Mondo in Ring of Honor in 2012. I want to say it was in Chicago, or
was it him and Mike Bennett?
Him and Mike Bennett, yes, and Mike. They just do a regular spot outside the ring. Mike Bennett does a Beal hip toss, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Same move, honestly. Into the ring, but that's where he breaks his leg.
Yep.
Everybody swears up and down to this day that he broke his leg when he jumps off the entrance. I said, no, he broke his
it
leg
was the
on
Beal.
apron, and he still went through with the match like nothing. He said.
No, Mondo was a machine, man, and that was the thing. Because I remember when Mondo was living in Louisville and working ROH, it was right when I was breaking in 2011, 2012. Mike Mondo was one of those guys that was one of the first ones to really kind of go, hey, let me show you this, let me show you that. Mondo looked out for me. Mondo took care of me. I remember when that happened, I was devastated for him because he was just, hashtag no fear Mike Mondo.
That's right.
Back before people were really hashtagging shit, it was really starting to become a thing.
Yeah.
And he just had all the potential in the world, and that ankle injury, that leg injury sidelined him from that. But to this day, I mean, Mondo, if you've seen a picture of Mondo lately, just shredded to the gills.
Yes,
jacked
he is.
his
Like he's put on
like
about
it's his
50
job,
more
baby.
pounds of muscle since then.
Yeah. Mondo's just a machine. Always has been, always will be.
My man DJ Easy said, riding with Josh, Randy Torres, Cornbread, me, and a few others is like a high school field trip. Great times and stories we can't talk about on the air. That's right.
Very true. There were a lot of New Albany shows that.
Oh man,
there was a restaurant. I think it was like an Applebee's or something across from the Armory out there that all the boys would go hit afterwards. Says, you want to get the guys to tear down that ring quick as hell. Tell them half price apps in 15 minutes or whatever, and that ring will be loaded in the truck. Man, let's go. Tell me, get half price apps and on the big one? Yeah, let's go.
Hell
let's go.
yeah.
Tear this damn ring down. Let's go, boys. We don't live here.
That's right. Tear it down.
Oh, yeah.
No, man, I'm an open book, fellas. Let's ask away.
That's right.
Now, we got the encyclopedia here.
I got to know, any good rib stories?
Yes.
Yes, we love
which one's going to talk about?
It could be from you, other people, ones you've heard of, anything.
Well, I won't say who, but I know of a gentleman that I spent some time with that had continually not washed his gear. Like he had not washed his gear, and it was one of those things that's like, bro, you've got to clean yourself up. Like, you can't just leave it in your bag since last week. You smell like a box of hot. You know what?
Yeah.
That's the worst.
So I was like, okay, cool. So a gentleman in our locker room at that time use hot stuff.
Yeah.
Which, thank God, a lot of people do not do that anymore. I'll tell a good hot stuff story after this. But they decided after brother had got there, opened his bag up, and then left as it's airing out in the locker room to fill the groin with hot stuff. So dude came back. Locker room's going to be the locker room. It's been about an hour. He's let his stuff air out. Can't really tell that he might sprayed anything, all that. Puts his stuff on. Starts getting ready to go down for his match, and all of a sudden, things start getting a little warm. He starts getting a little bouncy. He's got ants in his pants, and sure enough, he came back with freshly washed gear, Febreze in his bag at all times, type stuff, and not just I've got Febreze in my bag because I'm lazy and I don't want to wash my shit. It's make sure I smell good, even though I know I washed it.
That's right, because you don't want to be that guy that does not wash your gear.
No, not at all.
Jen Anderson, that's my bestie.
Hey, Jen. I love me some Jen. Jen is the wife of Dapper Dan Anderson.
Heck
So
yeah.
I had the
Dapper
pleasure
Dan.
of officiating their wedding ceremony.
Heck
So
yeah.
I love me some Jen.
And DJ Easy said, I am proud of how much and how far Josh has come. I am proud to call him my brother.
I appreciate it,
yes,
Eric.
sir.
I'm proud of you too, man. DJ Eric, you want somebody to do some really good music for you, man? You hit DJ Eric up. He'll go out
Yes.
there and spin those tracks for you all day long.
That's right.
He's awesome.
And, you know, it's been an honor for us to set up rings here recently. We set up New South back in 2022 when they had their building WCCW, the old Wildcat Championship Wrestling here in Kentucky, Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, by the way.
I worked for WCCW once upon a time.
Yeah.
Way
Nice.
long time ago.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it became a New South place
I
later.
went to a OVW show up here in Lexington. This was 2010 before you got started. You may have been still in the middle of training or whatever. It was hot as balls out there.
That shocks me not at all.
Yeah.
Wildcat Harley Davidson up here in Lexington.
That was probably a
I
Johnny
got
P
there-
show.
I got there early. I was going to help set up the ring, and they're just like, hold on, we can't. I said, okay, well.
Yeah.
They said, but you can do whatever. I
Yeah,
couldn't do
so
much anything.
chairs and stuff probably.
There were actually no chairs. Everybody
Okay,
just
it was
stood
an
there,
outdoor
but
deal?
it was
Okay.
maybe help set up the
Yeah.
Barricades and whatnot.
the barricade, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
I couldn't touch the ring.
So it's
I was
weird.
like, even though I had a license at the time, they still
Yeah,
said, this is
we're-
our thing. That's
Yeah.
I said, okay,
Yeah, we're real particular about that.
which is fine. You know.
Well, and also because it becomes a situation where if you do get hurt now, even though you're a worker, but you're not working for us, you haven't signed liability waivers or
Yeah.
paperwork for us. So if
I
you break a bone,
understand
yeah,
that
it's
now.
on us. Yeah, but no, like we had actually a show that we did in Mount Sterling to help out the high school down there. Shout out to Tony and Tabby Barrett, our Mount Sterling hookup, and my tattoo artist that does all
Heck
my
yeah.
dope work.
They're
I was wondering who was doing your tattoo
Yeah.
work.
That's them. But
Matthew
they
Murray chime in with, hey.
hey Matt, how are you, buddy?
What's up, Matthew Berry?
But we were doing a show for the high school down there, and we had the entire wrestling team there to help us with whatever we needed. And it sucked because you had like 40 kids that are all just stout and jacked and
Yeah.
ready to do whatever. And it's like, oh my God, this will be a night off for us on lifting shit, but I can't let you do it because you don't have a license and you haven't signed a waiver.
Yeah.
But if you want to set up chairs, that'd be dope. Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
Like, you can watch us do it, but, and that's always a bummer.
Yeah, it is.
But,
But we understand.
yeah, in the KBWC, they have laws and rules in place for a reason, which is why I tell everybody if you are interested in getting your start in professional wrestling, the OVW Academy is the absolute best place to do it. Go ahead and get yourself licensed, and trust me, I'll teach you how to put up rings all day long.
That's right.
Oh, I have no problem whatsoever letting you help out with that ring. So any of you kids from Mount Sterling that might be watching, hey, 18 and a license, we'll put you to work.
That's right. And man, that was one of the things that made me gain more respect for wrestling when I was putting up the ring, because every piece of that ring gets heavy. But if you put in the work to get that thing put together in time,
Yep.
it's rewarding.
Oh, it really is.
Well, and the thing is, there's pick a finger that I haven't broken,
Yep.
Yep.
setting up and tearing down that
Yep.
ring. It's dangerous.
It is.
Literally every single part of a professional wrestling ring is dangerous, and it will hurt you, and it does
will.
not care if it does or doesn't. The canvas can hurt you.
Yes.
That's right.
I know it sounds silly. Oh, what, you can get mat burn? No, a loose canvas, you twist an ankle, you can snap your leg completely
That's right.
in half.
Yep.
I've seen it happen. I've watched people step down and their foot stays and the rest of the leg turns, and it's not pretty.
No.
Oh,
The ropes that we use at OVW are not rope, it is steel cable.
Sam, she's like, I could never imagine wrestling, but I would love to set up a ring. You know what? First chance I get, I'll take you. We'll set up and make sure you get a day off work, kid.
that's right.
There you go.
And what people don't understand is that if you mess up on putting the ring together and you have at least one board not where it should be, if a wrestler goes to run those ropes, his ankle's going to twist because now he's got a liability problem.
Well, and it's not even just an ankle being twisted because the canvas isn't tightened down enough.
Yeah.
You have a board that pops up or sticks up, and you go to take a bump on that. You're landing on a
That's
jagged
right.
edge right onto your spine, or your, God forbid, your neck.
And if the ropes aren't tightened like they're
Ropes aren't
supposed
tight
to,
enough, or if they're over tightened. And yes,
Yep.
you can over tighten ropes.
That's right.
Ask Mick Foley.
Yeah, I mean it is a thing. You're gonna have people arguing with me and saying, "Well, there's a difference between rope and cable." There is a massive difference between rope and cable.
Yeah.
However, I would rather have an over tight rope snap
yeah,
than an over tight cable snap.
That's
because
right.
I've seen the cables snap and they whip like hell.
Oh,
You know,
they do.
The ends of those strands. It's a braided cable, so it's like a bunch of razor blades flying at your leg.
Remember when Peso got hurt a couple of weeks ago? I'm
Yeah.
glad he okay.
I'm very glad he's okay too.
Same.
Shout out Ho to Peso, man. That dude is a beast. You know,
He really is.
landed really nastily on his head, and he was a little bit out of it, but still able to go, still able to get
Yeah.
up, walk out on his own.
We've
Well-
had several people from the podcast know. Like, I know she's kind of stepped away from OVW temporarily. I'm sure she'll be back at one point. Hollywood Haley J.
Yeah.
I've known her since she was a little kid.
Yeah, same
Like,
here.
Literally at Georgetown, her mom, Amazing Maria. I'll shout out Amazing Maria. Hollywood
to her.
Haley J. Before she was old enough, we sitting in the crowd. We're sitting in there talking shit, to
Yeah.
each other and to the wrestlers.
Yep.
And I went to an OVW show. I see Amazing Maria, and I didn't put two and two together. And I'm looking at the picture. I said, "So how much?" I told her, I'm talking shit to her, Maria, like I always did. She goes, "Take another look at the picture." I'm like looking like I had to do a triple take. Was like, wait a minute, that's my. She goes, "Yeah, that's your little buddy."
Yeah.
I'm like, and then she's like, big dog. But yeah, I just like, I've known her since she was a little kid, so I always knew she'd make it far what she did. And I know she's going to make it further in the wrestling business than what
Oh,
she
she
already
is.
has.
Yeah, it's just announced for a power slap.
Yep.
Yes.
I saw that.
So that's gonna be an interesting one.
Yes, it will.
I don't want to get slapped by Haley.
Yeah,
I
you
wanna
don't
get
want
slapped by
to.
Haley. Wouldn't be
Especially
good.
if she's got that sock filled with rocks.
Yeah, no, the soccer rocks. I ain't trying to mess with that soccer
That's
rock.
right.
Nope.
And also, Emily Rose said, I would like to watch a match as well.
Well, if you come with me when we help set up a ring, you're going to stay for the whole show, so it won't just be
Yeah.
one match, kid.
Yeah, there
Exactly.
you go. No better way to do it.
That's
Yeah.
right. And also, once you do it, it's rewarding because you
Oh,
get to
yeah.
watch
You
wrestling
get to learn.
and
Yeah.
learn from them.
Yeah. She
That's
wasn't
one
really
of the
much
things
of a
I've
wrestling fan, then she
been
got
doing
to
from
meet me.
EWA. New South as well. New South was a spectacular place from 2002 to 2023, and then now they're with AMW, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, which is having a show
Yep.
June 15th at the Ice Center.
Yeah, here in Lexington.
That's gonna be a hell of a show too.
Well, it's gonna be a weekend full of wrestling. So the day before,
Yep.
June 14th, OVW presents Hard Reset.
That's right.
OVW and Hot Point Appliances present Hard Reset from the Hot Point Davis Arena. And,
That's right.
The man it's currently on a television in the background as we speak to you on the camera, but the man in the ring, Doug Basham, will be involved in a big old matchup that night. Cal Hero and a mystery opponent taking on Tony Gunn and Crixus from the Revolution. If Cal wins, he gets 5 minutes alone in the ring with Doug Basham, but if Cal Hero loses, Cal Hero is out
Oh no,
of OVW.
that's high stakes too. Y'all
So-
gonna be wanting to tune into that.
That is going to be a great one. We also recently learned that the OVW Rush Division Championship has been vacated. And we defended in a multi-man ladder match that night. We have a grudge match between Star Rider and Super Z. Eric
Yep.
Surge taking on Mount Kadeem and a ton more.
That's right.
So
Y'all
it's going to
wanna
be a
check it
great
out.
weekend worth full of wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. OVW on Saturday night in Louisville, Kentucky, and then here Lexington
Yep.
at the ice rink on
Yep.
Sunday.
The ice-
June 15th.
See, there you go. Just
That's
another
gonna
hour
be
down
awesome.
the road the next day.
I'll tell you what, though, that's going to be fire because OBW's been putting in the work here lately, and I think that a lot of people should start checking it out, especially people that haven't been watching lately.
And if you really want to know everything, well, not everything, but want to get caught up on OVW, Netflix, Wrestlers.
That's right.
Yeah, we had a
Season 2 coming soon, right?
How
I
is
wish.
Or at least
That'd
that's
be nice.
I heard they were.
I wish that
were
there
talks
was.
of it.
I mean,
okay, maybe I'm just wishful thinking.
The thing is, I don't know one way or the other. I don't have that much insider information, but what I do know is that shortly after WWE announced that they would be on Netflix, I think Netflix took a step back from anything that wasn't approved by WWE or WWE related. However, the possibility is always there, I'd say, for a season 2 and possibly maybe shopped around to a different network. I mean,
That's a possibility.
hell, but you can still watch season 1 of Wrestlers on Netflix right now. And one of the great things that came out of that was Cash Flow.
Yes.
Now getting upgraded from a
Bigfoot.
guest star to a just regular series regular on Tulsa King, which you can watch with your Paramount Plus subscriction.
Yes.
That's right.
So that's why I've got one. It's Paramount Plus.
Yes,
right?
Paramount Plus.
Yep.
I don't. To be honest with you, I have all of them, and I don't know half of them. So, hey, did you watch whatever? I'm like, dude, look. I put it in the search on my smart TV, and I'm just like, Tulsa King. Okay, cool. First thing that popped up, I'm just clicking it. I don't know what service it is, but I'm watching it.
Yep.
That's right. And that's awesome because he's Bigfoot and he's now a series regular.
Yeah,
So
it's
you get to watch.
phenomenal.
Hey,
He seems
Skull-
like the nicest guy, though.
He also has some hard
Seems
chops.
like
He's-
nice.
he's
Oh
got a great-
yeah.
he's
Oh
got-
yeah.
Oh, Cash is
Yeah.
as
Chop
a human
shop.
being. He's an amazing human, and he absolutely deserved everything.
Yes, he did.
everything
Yeah,
that
great.
show got for him. Who said
Nick
what? now?
Combs said, "Cool Misfits shirt."
Ah, well, thank you. I do appreciate that. I'm a long-running Misfits fan myself. Hence the name of my stable, The Legacy of Brutality. I
Heck
ripped off a
yeah.
Misfits album because, steal from the greats, right?
That's right.
That's right.
That's awesome because Misfits are one of the best bands.
Matthew
out
Burry
there.
says he'll be there probably at the OVW show. He'll probably also, hopefully, he'll be at the AMW show at the Ice Center. The
Oh,
next time.
fantastic, man.
I'd love to have you at both, man. Honestly.
Yeah, if you
And Sam, the only reason you beat me at Mario Kart is because I've never played it on the Switch.
Well, hey, if you're looking for your tickets for OVW's Hard Reset, you can go to OVWTix.com. That's OVWTIX.com. You can also get your live stream there. If you're not able to make it out, we'd still love to have you tune in. Speaking of tuning in, for all of those watching in the chat, say what's up. Drop a question. I am
right.
here. It's let's call it an AMA. Boys, ask me
Yep.
anything. What's
Ask
up?
him
That's
anything.
right.
I,
Ask him anything.
I will reserve the right to refuse, but
So we do a sipping with the Supernatural.
Yep.
Is a scary podcast we do.
Really?
You got any scary road stories or anything you've seen that's scary?
shit,
Or-
Davis Arena's haunted.
Yes, it is.
Oh
Y'all didn't
man,
know that?
Oh, we're gonna have to do an investigation there one day.
Well, I have done 2 different ghost hunts at OVW, and it's I've slept in that building like plenty of times. It's haunted as hell. I can tell you that. I was there one night, so occasionally I will drive the ring truck depending on
Yeah.
what's going on, what shows we're doing. And we were running a triple shot, and I had got back in town super late from like Hazard or something. I was like, I'm just going to sleep at the building because
Yeah.
I got to be back here in the morning, drive the truck anyway. I got to change the clothes in the car. There's a shower in the building. I've got a microwave and a fridge. And I'm just going to sleep here.
I'm set.
Yeah.
I'm good. So I take a shower, I eat, I go upstairs, I lay down on the couch in the locker room. I've got my laptop with me, so I pull up some movie on Netflix or whatever. I'm laying there getting ready to start dozing off. And there's nothing like the sound of someone taking a bump in a wrestling ring, especially our ring in our building.
Yeah.
Nothing else sounds like it. I mean, I've been there and heard that damn ring long enough. I can pretty much tell you what part of the ring they bumped in at
Yeah.
this point.
Yeah.
I hear somebody take a bump. It's 5 o'clock. I'm thinking, okay, did Rip come in and like he's here early for class or something, just dicking around?
How early would he have been?
With Rip, I mean,
Yeah.
He'd lived there. If you
yeah, no, like I
I
actually
love me
asked
some Rip.
Danny. I tried to rent out part of the locker room once. I was like, I will pay you rent to just live here. I'm here as much as I am. No, I can't do that. But I turn the lights on. I'm looking around. There's nobody there, but the ropes are moving.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Crazy.
All right. We did the ghost hunt. We were catching, it looked like somebody had been sitting in a chair in like one of the chairs in the back. No one had been in all day. Like locked room, walked in, but the chair had a warm outline in it. We caught EVPs on that, but we also lost a ton of the video footage because the cards on 4 cameras were corrupted at the same spot. So all of the cards stopped recording data at the same point.
Wow.
Which because it was going to be our entire like Halloween episode for OVW TV was this because it's back before we were live and it was still the the tape days, because I think our TV fell on Halloween that week or something like that, so we weren't expecting a big crowd anyways, but hey, let's do this because this is going to be cool. Because normally we'll do like a trick or treat for the kids, or it was falling before Halloween or something like that. I don't know. All I know is we had to kind of scramble at the last minute to put something together, because we were like, well, shit, we lost the majority of this footage, so we were able to scrape together what we had from everything else. I mean, it was a great episode, and there were more than just my story. Man Beast and Gilbert Corsi both told stories about it. And I mean, to this day, shit, I was in there 2 weeks ago and it sounded like somebody was walking around upstairs and I was the only person in the building.
Oh, man.
Is anyone going to see Annabelle when she gets here?
Oh, I'm going.
I might.
Yeah.
Speaking of
I might if you were going to start talking paranormal stuff.
Robert England's going to be there too, so I was already going to go. But
Ready?
Well, and then we got Louisville Horror Con coming up this weekend, the
Nice.
7th and the 8th, in Louisville, in J-Town. I believe it's the Hyatt Regency.
Yeah.
Bam Margera's coming into town.
Oh, wow.
Nah.
Chris Vane from Slipknot's going to be there. Miko Hughes canceled. David Howard Thornton.
Yes,
Is
Art the Clown.
He will be there. So I would recommend anybody that is available, check out Louisville Horror Con.
That's right. And not only was he Art the Clown, but he actually played Joker in a fan film that was made a while back then.
So when the Terrifier 2016 came out, the first one or
Yeah.
whatever, I texted him and I was like, "Oh, this is a cool movie." I never expected him to text back. He texted back and was like, "Oh, thank you so much." Like I thought that was so cool.
Yeah,
and now that the movie is like huge, I'm like,
I've heard he's
so
a really,
cool.
really cool guy.
Yeah.
He is. He's already on Terrifier 4, which is going to expand on
They said that's
Art the
gonna be
Clown's
Space,
backstory.
right?
his origin story.
Hey, they all go to space once they've
They
been
do.
You know what? We'll see about that, Sam.
Yeah, no, we'll...
Tasha Van says, it's crazy that you have to pay a few to get in, then a few to see her. Just like a con for those who don't know.
Yeah, with the Annabelle stuff,
yeah.
that'll
Yeah.
be... Yeah, that's usually how it
I
goes.
I don't know if I'll like want to get beside her or anything. I'll look from a distance. I ain't gonna walk on her.
Ah, come on, B-Money. Don't you want to
What's
walk
the
up to
worst
it?
that can happen?
Yeah, what's the worst?
I'll probably be spending enough money that weekend already. That's the
Hey.
big problem.
If you go see Robert the Doll, I won't fault you if you
Robert the
decide to
Doll?
run. Yes, that's the other haunted doll that they've been talking about. Except this one doesn't like you taking his picture without you asking them first.
They're bringing two of them?
No. I mean, if you ever go to see Robert the Doll, trust me, that one supposedly will be making faces at you inside your picture if you took a picture without asking him permission first. He's-
Copy
That's
that.
just okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said,
What's that? The worst that could happen is she possesses you.
I
Yes.
wanna see
I don't wanna
the
be
new
possessed.
Conjuring movie looked really good.
It does.
Yeah, I'm a horror film kind of guy too, and I like the Conjuring series. Those are good flicks. It'd be interesting going to see the next one. I want to see the new Final Destination movie.
Yeah, I haven't got to see it either yet. That's something I've been wanting to watch.
If you're gonna play some OVW, man, why don't you go ahead and throw on some of our stuff from here recently?
I will.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've got a great crew of guys at OVW right now that are doing phenomenal work. Guys and ladies, to be honest with you. I mean, our women's division has been absolutely on fire as of the last few months.
That's right.
You know?
This one right here is Donovan Cecil.
Yep, you got the Mammoth Donovan Cecil.
I love
Like
Tuscan chains.
$100 to see Robert Englund.
$100 to see Robert Englund.
Well, I mean, it's Freddy Krueger,
I mean, I get that.
but still. Somebody
I
said,
paid $100 to
Emily
see
Rose
Sting
said-
to meet Sting.
She also said Robert Dahl can cause car crashes if you take his picture without permission. So, Bmoney, if you ever do that,
ask
just
permission.
ask him permission because you might end up having a car crash after.
I'll invite him to a freak off.
You don't want to do that to Robert Dahl. Come on.
Speaking of freaky things,
Well,
the freaky strength of Mammoth Donovan Cecil.
Right.
That's right. Look at that, Tommy Mars.
Somebody said, Cash Flow and Larry D, who you got?
It was Skullface Records and the
Face
Kind.
record. That's it.
Well, that's a tough one because they both got some hard ass chops.
No disrespect to legendary Larry D, because I don't ever want to be on the bad side
Yeah.
of legendary Larry D.
Not like Icon Lee was.
But I'd have to go with my man Cash there.
I mean, he
Just for the
does.
simple fact that I have watched Cash, and this is no shit. We call it the Doctor Strange chop. We watched him chop the soul out of a man's body, and it zipped back into him, and he looked like he had gone to another plane of existence once. That's the same night we started a riot in Tennessee.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a night. But if I had to pick, I'd pick Cash. I'd go with Cash on that.
Cash.
I'd have to go with Cash, too, because chopping a man's soul out of his body and it returning, that's a new feat of chop. Because you see other chops.
Isaiah likes to say it's what he knows what 1 HP, he knows what 1 hit point left feels like.
Yeah.
And that's what that young man felt. 1 hit point left. It's like,
Now,
you know that this is just not going to get any better either because it's not over and you have more of those things coming to you. You
Yeah.
just want to lay down and quit. You want to give up in the gulag right there, boys. You just want to tap
Yeah.
out. Shout out to my we got the Dirty Boys watching from Pensacola.
Hell
My
yeah.
boys JJ and Don Don
That's what
saying
I'm
what's
talking
up.
about.
there was a match I seen though where I think it was like a battle royal or something, and it was at PTW.
Yeah.
And I think either, Larry hits the ring. It was when Reverend Ronnie Roberts was at PTW and he was tagging with Bishop Blake.
Yeah.
And I think he shot Bishop Blake off, and dude came off with, and it looked like he killed him. I've never seen anything like it. Looked like a semi truck.
Oh, speaking of chops,
because Bishop Blake
he's got
was
some
a
bad
smaller
ones, too.
guy, and it looked like a semi truck hit a Fiat. Oh man.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Well, Tommy Mars just got murdered. We're watching a
He
recent
did.
episode of OVW TV, and bro,
Yeah.
Cecil just
Donovan Cecil.
That's right.
He's a freak. Donovan
He is.
Cecil is a freak. Look at that.
He just threw that man across the ring. Tommy Mars.
And that's the thing that, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see what we're talking about, tune into OVW TV every single week live on YouTube, Facebook, Fight, Triller.
That's right.
Pretty much every streaming service. I might send out a carrier pigeon. It's got a reel of film that you got to like hold up to a light, but you can see it.
If you
That's
can't
right.
find them on any of the streaming services, you're not looking hard enough. 2, you can also find it on your local CW affiliate here in Kentucky. It's in Lexington.
Not to mention that Larkin is still looking for a knife after she got
What
stabbed with it.
knife? God, you all see that? I don't see the damn. And once again, when I'm the voice of reason, something is wrong.
Right.
So my question becomes to all of you: if you are seeing a knife, A, where are you getting your hallucinogens? And B, can I have the number?
But
Because I don't see a damn knife.
But if you can't see the knife, how was she stabbed and why was she bleeding?
I didn't see her bleeding.
Where'd you
I
see
s-
blood? I didn't see any blood. If there had been blood on that canvas, I would have been ripping somebody's ass. You don't bleed on my damn canvas. I gotta clean that. You know how hard blood is to get out of a canvas?
It's very hard.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's
You'd have to use a
might as well
black
just get a new
Luminol.
canvas and say to hell with it.
Right?
But she
the
impressed
money to
me
get a
too
new
with her
camera.
character building.
No, and that's
She's
the
a great
thing.
character.
You know,
yeah, she's got us talking.
she does, and
She is a great talent.
I think you're
She
right.
really
Well,
is.
you know, and to get over what she's been getting over, it works. And as crazy as it is, like the kids love it.
Yep.
They're into it. Obviously, the guys are into it because she's an attractive female. The ladies are into it because they think it's hilarious. She's managed to hit every single demographic that you want. You managed to get the kids, you managed to get the guys, and you managed to get the ladies.
That's right.
The whole gamut has been run. You checked all the boxes. You can work in the ring. You're funny as hell when you need to be. So yes, it works.
That's right. And that's how you know someone gets it. If they know how to use that character to pull in everyone.
Tasha Van, you're crazy, and you can't see that knife, Josh? Sweet
No,
baby.
No. Once again, when I'm the voice of reason, something
wrong.
is very it's
then
gone.
Josh, explain how Freya stabbed her. I mean, you saw her.
She punched her in the stomach. I watched her hit her in the stomach.
But then what about when she had her hand out like it was a knife inside her hand?
Well, I mean, she was just like charging up a strike. I've seen that been done plenty of times before. She hit her in the stomach. It could have been a liver shot. She felt the way that she did and maybe imagined that she had been stabbed with a knife. I know not. Hey, look, a thing. I like things.
He needed his phone charged. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
God.
But
dude,
Donovan Cecil is a freak
Donovan
of
Cecil.
nature when it comes to his strength. He's a 4-time Kentucky strongest man, and that's her shoot.
it's a ghost
Wow,
knife,
that's
is what she said. That is
Sam.
Dude, the name
Emily
is-
Rose.
dude,
Sam.
The name
Yeah,
is,
Sam. Just
it
call her
couldn't
Sam.
he couldn't have a more perfect name. That guy is a mammoth.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Also, his tag team they had, Tuscan Chains, was great.
Tustin Chains was phenomenal. TW3.
That's right.
I can't say enough good things about T-Dub.
Oh, look at
Jack
that.
Bond.
Jack Bond.
Yeah.
The man, the thigh slapper. The veteran. The only true professional wrestling in wrestling, he says.
But going back to TW3, I mean, one of the most phenomenal talents that I think I've ever seen in ring. The stuff that he can do,
That's ridiculous.
it's insanity.
It's insane.
Nobody really moves like T-Dub. I miss him. I know he's doing great stuff out there on the West Coast right now, and having him back in OVW would be an absolute pleasure.
Yep. Matthew Berry said, Donovan versus Cash would be great.
Donovan
That would be a good
versus
match.
Cash has been great. I have been able to be front row for that before.
Wow.
When I say front row, I mean right up against the ring trying to manage Cash, and that was all I could do was try in that matchup because those two individuals, there is no stopping them. It's like two freight trains, two bulls just going full force, man.
That's right. And she does a great job herself, Linda.
That's awesome.
The lovely Linda Kay has done just an amazing job for OVW. She really thinks starting to come into her own as a commentator.
Heck
She
yeah,
is
she
wonderful
is.
at ring announcing. I believe she's doing a phenomenal job at commentary.
Heck yeah, she is. She's improved no
That
matter
she
what
has.
she's worked
Dig
at.
in the new
Star
personality
Rider.
of Star Rider.
Star Rider was never all the way there to begin with, and Star Rider is completely gone off the deep end, especially since losing his precious Rushy, the Rush Division Championship. And again, we will find out. We will crown a new OVW Rush Division champion on June 14th.
That's
Excuse me.
right.
June 9th is my birthday. June 14th is OVW's
happy
hard
early
reset.
birthday,
Your
sir.
birthday's coming up here soon.
Next week.
That it is. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm so used to saying that instead when people ask, but no, June 14th, OVW Hot Point presents Hard Reset.
And look at that. We got the real Super
Getting
Z out there.
sidetracked with the screen there, and I'm worried about the screen there. Chat, what do you guys got for me?
That's right, chat.
Hit me with your
Ask
questions.
him
Say
some
what's up in the
questions.
chat.
Chris Yunion,
Leather
Leather Daddy
does
Doe
suck.
sucks. Chris Yunion said also there is a knife. Okay, he just...
He's
Oh, my
drinking
God, he's trying to
Kool-Aid. Once
contradict
again,
you.
who's dropping acid into the water, and where can I get a bottle of the water? Like, what is happening with you
I-
people?
now-
it's crazy.
I would like to see where this knife is since I want to post that she got because
jeez.
it's just an invisible area.
You're all you're doing
You're
is
fu-
feeding into
You're
it.
feeding into it,
Don't-
Johnny.
don't-
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, don't encourage her. Don't
But-
encourage her.
But Freya also encouraged it because she was holding it up like she had a knife.
Yeah, that she was.
Well, that's Freya the Slayer.
And Freya does what Freya wants to do.
That's right.
There's no stopping.
You
Freya.
can't stop Freya the Slayer.
No, that you cannot.
Hey, look at this. We got the real Super Z out there. I don't know why they call him Evil Z because I see Super Z. He's got the costume. It's bright. It's colorful.
We can't really see. The light's dark, and then we just see it.
Yeah, and it's just a strobe light effect. If you have any photosensitivity, don't look.
That's true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't look if you have that. And look at him. He's
What's
even doing
crazy
the pose.
is I know Jack Vaughn longer than he's actually been Jack Vaughn.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, well.
I remember his old persona gimmick, whatever you
Oh,
want to call
okay,
it, before he
okay.
became that.
Sure.
Muldoon is what he wrestled as.
Ah, really?
Up in
Nice.
Cincinnati, here in Kentucky, I've seen him, and I'm like,
One of my
Roger Ruffin.
Jack Vaughn, very talented individual.
He
man.
really is.
He is.
You know,
And he
truthfully is.
started his TikTok fame kind of mocking the young wrestlers, and it's gotten over.
Yeah, no, it
It's
really has.
really-
Jack Vaughn's managed to found a niche in pro wrestling that I see some people out there are attempting to copy on social media, and there only has been and only will ever be one true original Jack Vaughn. So bite off somebody else.
That's right.
Jack's a hell of a talent and a hell of a human being. Now, he may be a little bit dastardly in some of his deeds, but, you know, that type of thing happens from time to time, man. You're not always going to have
Exactly.
You got to do for you, not what everybody else thinks is right.
Right.
Because, you know, you guys look at him and you think that he's a villain. Well, he's the hero in his own story.
All
That's right.
And
He's a very helpful.
I had somebody, every time I listen to this podcast, I get more and more interested in wrestling. My brain is just like, violence? I'm down.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
my daughter, Sam. She's not really my daughter. It's where I was working before. Her and her mom, I worked at an apartment complex as a groundskeeper.
Okay.
Picking up trash, cleaning
Sure.
out vacant units, whichever. Her and her mother moved in when I was working there, and we just kind of headed off as friends. Sam was at the time like 14. She just recently turned 18. Happy birthday, kiddo. Well,
Yeah,
it's
happy
late, but-
birthday.
Happy birthday to him.
And she's waiting for the bus one morning. I'm working. We're talking, cutting up, and bus driver goes, "Sam, is that your dad?" And it just took off from there. It's been a long running
Yep.
joke ever since, like 2021.
Copy that.
That's
and
right.
actually now she'll see me, "Dad," and I'll tease her like, "Hey, I'm your dad. You're grounded. Don't sass your mother." And
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I've got
but I treat her like my kid, so she's my kid.
That's
That's
right.
the boys from Black Diamond Entertainment. Those are all always going to be my kids.
Oh, yeah,
Always
definitely.
have been. I'll call them the same.
That's right. Chris
Yeah.
Runyon has a question for you.
Hit me, Chris. Let's
He
go.
said,
Get 'em rolling.
Who at OVW are you most impressed with from the academy that's coming up through the ranks that we should keep an eye on?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a great question. You got me stumped. I would say that have currently been making their way onto OVW TV would be the Sin City Outlaws,
Nice.
Mad Dog Martin and Luke Hartman. They have really gelled well together as a tag team. Some of the other young talent that have been coming up through the ranks that maybe have really yet to get any exposure on OVW TV. They're on the cusp. I think that this last class, there's a really good breakout group of maybe 3 or 4 guys that I think the OVW faithful are going to be really, really impressed with. I don't want to name names yet because I don't think they've decided on exactly what they want to portray themselves as, but I will say within the next 2 to 3 months, keep your eyes peeled. And that's why, you never want to be late to an OVW show. Some of those times where you're going in, you maybe miss that first match or two before we start taping Overdrive, before we go live on OVW Rise. Well, you might be missing the very first match of the next John Cena, the next Randy Orton, the next Rey Mysterio. You never know what you're going to get with OVW, so get there early. Make sure that you save your seats get in line. Go ovwtix.com to get your tickets every week.
Exactly.
You keep your eyes peeled, Chris. I know it's a little bit of a vague answer there, but we've got 3 or 4 that are really, really talented that I think that you're going to be impressed by. I think the OVW faithful will all be impressed by. You keep those questions coming. Keep them rolling in, Chris.
Burry said, what do you think of Eric Surge?
Eric Surge has really burst onto the scene in OVW. He has a lot of potential. There's still a lot of room to grow with Eric Surge, and I think that's something that he's, I believe, 3 years in, give or take, and he's not even started to hit his stride or to become the best version of him that he will wind up being. I think that you're seeing a lot out of him now. That's a young man that's kind of starting to find out who he is, figure out who he is. And once that all 1,000% clicks for him, it's over for everybody else.
That's right.
That's Lawson. That dude's jacked.
Matthew Berry. Speaking of Lawson.
JJ Lawson been killing it too.
Yeah.
That's right.
JJ Lawson's been doing a great job. There's a whole lot of fresh new talent in OVW, like a Cash Daniel, someone so just raw, just power. He's got nothing but potential, and he's been facing off against Adam Revolver over the course of the last couple of weeks. And Adam Revolver, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Next person that should be inducted into, we need to bring back OVW's Hall of Fame, and I'll be damned if I'm not going to talk about it on this podcast.
That's what we need to do. Al Snow, if you're listening.
Appreciate it. Yes.
No, that's the thing. OVW deserves a Hall of Fame, and I don't just mean, oh, well, look, Randy Orton was here with us, or look, CM Punk, or Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and we love that. I love that. I love the history of OVW, but I believe that there are people in OVW that deserve to be put into a OVW Hall of Fame. And beyond a shadow of a doubt, Adam Revolver is a number one choice. He's a number one pick. I mean, the man has been a champion time and time, and he's Triple Crown champion multiple times over. I mean, he's a former OVW heavyweight champion, television champion, Rush division champion, tag team champion. You name it, he's been it.
That's right.
And that's all there is to it. And Adam Revolver is someone that consistently, whether his offense is effective or not, as it's ineffective against Cash Daniel in the match that's currently playing in the background, Adam Revolver is someone that can go out there and just tear the house down whenever needed, but he can also get in there and be exactly what you need in a wrestling match, just to break away from the,
50,000 high spots in a match.
Yeah, you don't have to have that. Revolver is a damn good hand, and he's someone that you put in there with somebody like a Cash Daniel, because Cash is going to learn something. Win, lose, or draw, Cash is going to walk out of this match better than he was before. Yes. And that is credit due to Adam Revolver.
That's right.
100%.
Adam Revolver is one of those guys. I think Tony Gunn is another one of those guys, whether I agree with him in the Revolution or not. He's someone that absolutely deserves to be in there. Someone that I think is very, very unrecognized. I said it earlier, Flash Flanagan.
Yep.
Yes.
Flash Flanagan's a man that helped the careers of so many people. Myself included. He was Uncle Flash. He taught me. He told me he was a good brother to be around. And, guys like Flash deserve
100%.
things like that. They need their flowers. They don't need their flowers. They have earned their flowers.
That's right.
They deserve to be given their flowers. So
that's why I think they should bring back the OVW Hall of Fame.
And Chris, you guys out there in the OVW fan zone, tell me what you think. Tell me what names you think deserve to be in there. Chris, go ahead and spread the word. Put it out. You guys have me for an AMA. Literally ask me whatever you guys want. You've got me on the hook right now.
That's right.
Hit me, baby. Spread the word. Let everybody know. Tune in right now. Nice Guy Andy
one
podcast,
I really
brother.
think should be in it, and he doesn't get a lot of love. Jamin all events, because I loved him. How he'd get heat, he'd go the Jamin all events. Like I remember that back in the. And now he's coming back. helping out,
Yeah.
doing this thing.
Well, and
I'm
that's
loving it.
You get people that are unrecognized in a lot of ways for a lot of things, and there are a lot of names that could be thrown around in there. I mean,
Matthew Berry just shut out one. He said Isaiah deserves it.
Yes,
I would say that honestly, any of the guys in my LOB, and yeah, I mean, I'm being a little bit biased because it's me and it's my guys, but at the same time, we literally hold the records, and we earned it.
That's right.
We were the ones that were willing to be there to put in the work to do it. You needed something done. You needed people on a show. You absolutely had your LOB that you could lean on because there were, 5 guys. You bring the whole crew. We can fill out whatever you need. We can do what you need, and we can do good business. You make stars. That's what good heel does. They make a great babyface. They make stars. And Adam Revolver looking shocked that he beat Cash Daniel with something simple as a backslide.
Yep.
Yeah.
A backslide is an effective maneuver to end a match. People use it as a falsie. Why are you using it as a falsie?
Right.
Exactly.
You guys are getting a little bit of both of real me and work.
And
Yep.
you got the
I'm
work
going to
you
keep the
and
balance,
shoot
but
you,
but I'm going to be honest with you and tell you something like
a basic move like
a
that.
basic maneuver. When I make the joke, but it's the truth. I tell all
And
my
also-
kids, if you take nothing away from me, if you find something yourself in a situation where you don't know what to do, when all else fails, kick them in the dick. I know it sounds
Right.
funny, but in real life it works.
It does.
And in a match, it's just as effective.
Yes.
And Adam Revolver made that move work because look at his face.
Right.
I enjoy
when all else
sells
fails,
it.
backslide. When all else fails, roll up.
Yeah.
That's right.
I enjoy matches
And if that
like
don't work, kick him in the dick.
because and this is not any disrespect to anybody at AEW or even WWE, but when there's each matches and I'm seeing the same moves in each match, like certain moves, basic
All right, well-
moves, but like the sunset flip power bomb.
So
I've at Saturday Night's main event a couple of weeks ago, we watched it and it was in the first 3 matches. I'm like, just
do you want to know why that is?
I mean, it gets over, but
No.
it's
But
still-
do you know why that is?
Why?
Because nobody's watching the other matches on the fucking card.
Exactly.
That's
No
right.
one's talking to the other matches on the card.
Exactly.
I'm not coming to you because I'm match 6. I need to be coming to you in match 3 going, hey, man, what's your finish? What are you guys doing? Are you going to do X? Because that's what a high spot is. You don't need to have a million sunset flip power bombs and Canadian destroyers on the apron.
That's right.
Everything else. Maybe I sound like, other people. No, I'm telling the truth.
No,
if I come up to you and go,
Dominic
hey,
Mysterio
give me
was saying-
3 things that you're doing tonight so I don't do them. Oh, you're working the arm? Hey,
I'm going to work the leg.
yeah.
Or whichever.
Switch. They're already working the arm. They've already got their shit figured out. They go
That's
out.
right.
They go out in 2 matches. We got plenty of time. I'm going to go after your knee instead.
Right.
Change it up. What's your finish? Oh, hey, shit. They're doing basically the same thing.
Yeah.
So, well, but it's my finish. I don't give a shit what the finish is.
It don't matter if you're finished.
It doesn't matter what it is. We do our job. We tell the story that we need to tell. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Oh, 100%.
Just don't do the exact same damn thing that they've already seen 3 times and now they're bored of. Because guess what? When you come back out and you try to do that next week, no one's going to give a shit.
That's
Yeah,
why when I watch independent shows and I see a superplex done in the first match and the second match and then the third match, I'm like, okay, these guys need to really start watching what the others doing and talking to each other.
And I'm not bitching just a bitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not
100%.
bitching
Right.
about anything.
It's got to make
that's-
sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm trying. If you're smart enough to understand it, I don't need to tell you. If you're dumb enough, you're not going to listen to me anyways.
100%.
I'm sure I murdered that phrase, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, if you're smart enough to open your ears and listen to what I'm telling you, you'll learn something. I'm not tooting my own damn horn. I've just been around it for long enough, around people that are way smarter than me, made way more money than I ever will doing this. Unless somebody wants to pay me, I am available. Cheap plug.
That's
But
right. Shameless shield.
I've had the ability to sit under some learning trees and really pick up on things. And the difference that I think the privilege that I've had is 14 years of OVW. It's 14 years of television experience.
Yes.
It's both sides of the camera television experience.
Oh, yes.
That's right.
100%.
Both in the pre-taped era when we would film on a Wednesday or a Thursday and it would air on a Saturday.
Yep.
And now in the live era where we're barreling headfirst into this shit, there ain't no safety net. Let's go. I've been able to do that. And it gives me that different perspective because I can sit here and I'm telling you, I've watched every single match on the show tonight. How was my match? I don't know. You watched it. I did.
Yeah,
So then how do you not know? Brother, because it could have been any of those matches. You all did the exact same shit. What do you want me to tell you?
That's right.
If you did something that was good enough, or I'm sorry, not good enough. I apologize. I'm not shitting on anyone's work or talking about anybody specifically. I'm just as a generalization. These are my thoughts. My thoughts are not endorsed or held by OVW. Blah blah blah.
And
Yada
not
yada.
take it.
This is just me. This is for entertainment purposes only. But legitimately, if you did something that stood out, you'll know because you'll hear it.
Yeah,
That's right.
If you did something that was dope as shit, you don't need me to tell you that it was dope as shit.
That's right.
100%.
But I'm going to be blunt and brutally honest with you. And if something looks like shit,
I'll tell you.
I'm going to tell you it was horrible.
That's right.
Because you're not going to get any better with me holding your hand and be like, hey, man, maybe you shouldn't do it like this. Maybe you do it like that instead. Yeah. And if you do it again the next week and you come back and you ask me the exact same question, hey, man, do you have anything for me? Yeah. You remember how I told you how to quit doing, or told you to quit doing it like this and do it like that because this looks like shit? You're still doing it. It still looks like shit.
That's right.
And eventually I'm just going to stop answering and just go, no, man, you're cool.
That's why
you're not listening anyway.
That's why I hate some in today's wrestling where they want to pop the boys and not the fans.
It's one thing to pop the boys, but there's too much.
I'm guilty of doing it too. I've been guilty of doing it too. Yeah. And we good in the chat? I'm not missing it. I don't know.
They're right now
cool?
asking.
All right.
What do you think when they played Let the Bodies
right
Hit the Floor during the AEW?
Oh, I popped huge.
It was huge.
I popped huge.
That was OVW's theme song for years.
Oh, yeah.
Even after the band was lost relevancy.
No, that was the thing. Like, it was still, to this day, that's always the song that plays in my head when I think about it. But, like, nah, dude. I want to see everybody succeed.
Me too.
And I don't think enough people are trying to be different. I don't think people are trying to understand that less really is more.
Oh, it really is.
And truly I believe that. And
Same.
I've been in those shoes. I've been in the, well, you know, what do you know? Who'd you ever beat?
Right.
I mean, I've lost championships, and I've literally pinned Hall of Famers and been pinned by Hall of Famers.
That's right.
Exactly.
I'm 3-0 against the WWE talent. Hi, Chris
Hell
Sharp.
yeah.
I love you. I mean, he's a referee, but it still counts.
It does.
Yes.
It counts. But, no, like, I'm telling you, less is more. Like, tell a story. Go out there and actually tell a story. Make me emotionally invested in
That's
what you're doing. Because the thing is, you guys are smart.
Yep.
Anybody that's watching this is smart. I'm not going to try to insult your intelligence, but I am going to make you forget for the 10 minutes that, if nothing else, I'm out there. At some point in time, I'm going to make you forget, and I'm going to get you to bite.
That's right.
That's my job. And if I can sink that hook in, I can reel you in a little bit more. And the moment I walk back through that curtain and I've done my job, I don't give a shit if you sit there and go, he got me. Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get some
100%.
sort of emotional reaction
That's right.
out of you. Trying to get an emotional reaction, whether it's a positive or a negative one. Because I've said it a million times, my job as a manager is not to be the center of attention. My job as a manager is to be out there to enhance the talent that is currently in the ring.
That's right.
I'll take your heat and redirect. I'll take your love and redirect. I'll be that mirror. But the thing about it is, like, my job, the way I've always seen it, you can't tell your boss in your day job that he's an idiot and to go fuck himself.
Yep.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh, no.
That's
Pardon
fine.
language.
No, you're.
Oh,
you're
but
good
still,
here,
I'm trying to.
Okay. We,
You know, I keep it. Basically, I feel like if I'm doing something, I need to just, be. But anyway.
Cole County Crusher, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Crusher, what's up, baby?
That's the man right there.
Love me some Crusher. But
He's
you
awesome.
can't do that at your job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the stuff that makes you upset, any of the anger, the whatever that you've got pent up inside of you, when you come out to a show, I want you to shoot that at me,
Right.
for lack of a better term. Like I'm trying to draw
if
that
I'm
out of you.
upset with my boss and I see you at a show, I can be
I
like, man,
want-
my boss can go to hell, but I can't tell my boss that because I won't have a job tomorrow. But
this guy,
I need
But
some
this guy
exactly.
can take that shit.
And that's the thing.
Yeah,
I
right.
try.
Oh,
I try
100%.
to embody a little bit of everybody in my life that I've ever disliked. Someone that's ever done me wrong. Someone that's
yeah.
ever whatever. I try to pull a little piece of that person and add that, like a part of my armor. Like I'm piecing together that, so that when I go through, something I do triggers something in your mind. People have something called everyday bias.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with everyday
I am.
bias. So everyday bias is at some point in your life, someone with purple hair was mean to you or made you feel a certain way at a point in your life where your brain was developing, right? So now your brain has developed, you associate that purple hair with a certain way that you felt. So even though this might be the nicest person that you've ever met in your life, your brain automatically goes, well, wait a minute, though. Hang on, just because of that, right? It's an everyday bias. It doesn't matter what it is about someone or something. So if I can trigger something in your brain that hits on some sort of everyday bias that makes you remember a way that you felt, now you have a little bit more of a, hey, man, screw you, bro. Yeah. Oh, you don't like it? Well, you want me to get you a little blanket?
Oh, 100.
Oh.
And now, okay. Because now I did something just as simple as belittling you now makes you feel like someone that has stood in your face and done that to you, and you don't want to take that, right?
Yep.
Right. So I'm going to say, go fuck yourself, Josh.
Exactly. And now, is that what you're going to tell me? You're going to tell me that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going to tell me? There's a little
yeah.
line right here, right? You know what I mean? And now I start to, aha, now I got you. And now I'm starting to reel you in a little bit more. Because once again, for that 5 to 10 minutes that I get to spend with you, that's what I'm looking for. Because now, as you're doing
You
that,
could be saying that to me, and I'm just like, this guy. You know?
Right.
And you're like, what the, hey, I'm right
Yeah.
here. I'm the star.
And that's-
you see me talking to him. I'm right here. Yeah.
right?
Because that means, because if I'm talking to him while you're in my face,
Yep.
Now
you're not doing your job. I'm just,
Exactly. No,
Right.
you're right.
Yeah.
So now this is my goal to, in that moment, as things are progressively getting more heated, that's where it go. I am now able to take that and go, oh, you got an issue with me? You got an issue with me? You got an issue with him.
That's right.
And now you're, I got a problem with him. Well, then he's going to have a problem because you're going to stand up for yourself.
right.
You're not going to take shit from somebody, right?
Yeah, right.
And now all of a sudden you got an issue with me. Well, you got an issue with him. Well, then I guess I got
You
an issue
redirected
with
the heat
him.
to him.
Yeah.
And now we're off and running.
That's what it's all about. That's called the less is more.
Whereas you get people that are very, they'll take that heat and now I want more. I want more.
Oh,
I
yeah.
want more. I want more. Because it's a selfish world we live in. We're
Yeah.
at our base, we're all selfish people no matter what. It just is what it is. However, you have to be able to walk that fine line and pulling in enough of that energy.
John Gilbert
What you
said,
got me?
John Gilbert said, what up, Johnny Lee? I got a problem with him.
Who, with me or with Johnny Lee?
Johnny.
I have no idea.
Probably Johnny.
Hey, man.
Cole County Crusher said, Carlito told me in the locker room once, and I'll never forget it. Connect with just one person, and soon you got the whole crowd, one way or the
That's
other.
right.
Yep. I will purposely target the one person that I feel like if I start talking shit to,
Yeah,
the rest of the crowd's going to start standing up for them.
that's right.
Because I'm purposely going to pinpoint someone that I go, oh, I can get something out of you.
Yep.
There's something about you, and you're here with who? Mom and dad. Like, I'm literally, as I'm talking, just random talking shit, I'm looking at the crowd, and I'm going, okay, that kid's here with mom and dad, because this kid that's right in front of me that's yelling at me, who are laser focused on him. Okay, it's those two right there. That's probably mom and
That's
dad.
right.
All right. Shut up, kid. Well, your garbage parents probably raised you. It's cheap heat. Yeah, it's cheap heat. However, to that kid, in that moment, I'm getting something. I'm getting a little bit of reaction. And now I can be a little more cerebral about what I'm going to do with mom and dad. and how I'm going to pull mom and dad into it. Well, if I can pull mom and dad into it, I've already pulled in the friends, and now this kid here's getting into it, and now that mom and dad, and it's just like you said, now you've got them all. On the flip side, as a baby face, the exact same thing.
Yep.
You connect with someone and you find a way. I said it, not that long ago on OVW TV, and I meant is like Sophia Rose. The reason why Sophia is so beloved is because every single little girl can look up to her in the crowd and want to be like her.
Yep.
And that's something that, like, Freya, I think is that's part of the reason why Freya has been so on a tear lately against Sophia, because why couldn't Freya be the same?
Right.
Maybe that's her reasoning for the way that she's been acting on OVW TV. I don't know. But someone like Freya, kids can look up to them. They can look up to Freya, to Sophia, to any of those women, and be a role model. I think that's what a lot of people are missing. They just want to go do. And this is going everywhere, just so everybody's aware. I'm very much a stream of consciousness individual, but like that's what I think a lot of these people are missing is you've got to be able to find that way to connect. Yeah. And the girls are doing it, and the girls are knocking it out of the park on a weekly basis, man.
Yes,
that's right.
Anthony Totelli's a great
hell yeah.
We got what's going on?
We got something from John Gilbert here. It's about Trinity Championship Wrestling. Hold up, let me see what he sent me, because he just sent it to my thing. He said this.
Dang.
Yep, he sent me to his DM. It said,
"No diddy."
Oh, he's DMing you.
Trinity Championship Wrestling. New show announcement. Our debut was set for August 2nd. The hype was building. The buzz was real. Then Gators Cantina called. We want TCW first. So on Saturday, July 12th, we're delivering a one-time only live event. First Bite at Gators, an outdoor family-friendly wrestling event at night under the Texas sky before the official debut. This event will not be posted online. Not YouTube, not Instagram, maybe the Patreon. If you want to see it, you've got to be there, period. Tickets on sale tomorrow. Gators Cantina, Waterford, Texas. All ages welcome, 21 plus to drink.
Well, if you're watching from Texas, go check that show out.
Damn straight. Thank you for sharing that with us,
Hayden Redmond.
John Gilbert.
What's up, Hayden?
Says Josh Ashcraft. What's up, brother? Can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'm in Rapeside. And can we get a selfie, please? I guess.
Yeah, absolutely we can.
Oh, Destiny and Mike Wagner said he don't want this smoke.
Okay, Destiny. Hey, kid. What's up? That's related. Mike is related to me and Johnny.
Oh, okay, cool.
Johnny's my cousin.
Oh, all right.
Mike's our cousin, and Destiny's his girlfriend, who is also a cousin of a loose member of the podcast, Chris Blade. So
okay, outstanding.
Yep, and Chris Blade was actually inside the Wrestlers documentary. Blinking, you miss it, you'll see.
He was coming out of the bathroom. He was coming out of the porta potties at one of the OVW shows.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we appreciate him being there.
You're on the. Well, we were there too. They just didn't use our footage.
Yeah,
we were talking to Matt Jones,
and that was part of the issue that I think a lot of guys had with the show, myself included. And it's not even really that we had an issue with it, so to speak. It was more of a there was a lot that got filmed. Like I think they said that they filmed enough for 2 seasons worth of a show.
Yeah.
Like 2 full seasons, and it got pared down to 7 or 8 episodes.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff got chopped up. So there's a lot of blink and you miss it from pretty much the entire roster at points.
Yeah.
Because trying to cram that much into one 8 or 9 episode season, like my interview that I did with them for it was almost 4.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Like, I was just standing in one spot talking to him for like 4.5 hours.
Wow.
And that was dope. Like, I didn't have any issues with it. It was great. My knees killed me afterwards.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where, like, okay, well, they used maybe 10 seconds of it. That's TV for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Am I salty about it? No, not anymore. But, like, no, like, I was genuinely excited to see OVW portrayed on the national stage again, and I don't think it'll be the last time that we're on a stage like that, especially with the new investors that have come in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I know. I've got a lot of hope for the future of OVW just as a whole, and I mean with Al, at the helm.
Hayden said, Josh Ashcraft, where can actually fans see y'all coming up? Is Saturday night special sold out yet? I'll see y'all there too.
It is on the cusp. I know that we're starting to get close to capacity for the Saturday night special. OVW and Hot Point Appliances present OVW Hard Reset, June the 14th from Hot Point Davis Arena here in Louisville, Kentucky. You can go to ovwtix.com. That is ovwtix.com to get your tickets for that. You can see us also on Friday the 13th. Friday, June 13th, we will be in LaPorte, Indiana at the LaPorte Civic Auditorium for OVW Live on Tour. I do believe in July we have some dates coming up here in Lexington. We're going to be at Manchester Music Hall, coming back to Courtesy Acura.
Courtesy.
Yep. So OVW on tour. Our summer tour is started. It is kicked off. We will be kicking it off officially next weekend. Go to ovwtix.com for more information.
The camera's not working.
Our camera is working, Mike.
I
As
probably
we can
broke
see on
it.
Facebook.
Maybe
I got a face for radio.
Maybe it's just your phone, dude.
Yeah, 'cause I could see it playing on ours just fine.
Big up kick from Telly.
Let me check mine.
I can't help it.
Also check
There's
the
wrestling
YouTube.
going on in the background, so I can't help it. It's something that is just ingrained in me.
Hey, wrestling is an art form, and it is
It's
a passion.
the best art form.
It is, and speaking of wrestling as an art form, if you're in the Louisville area, June the 11th, next week is going to be a big week for OVW. June the 11th, we are going to be at the Speed Art Museum as wrestling is a exhibition of art. It's a whole thing at the Speed Museum that they're doing where we'll have a ring set up, have a couple matches. There's going to be all kinds of stuff going on.
That's right.
June 12th, OVW TV. June 13th, live on tour in LaPorte, we just talked about. And then June 14th, OVW Hard Reset.
Sorry, I'm looking.
So you got 4 different ways to get a little bit of an OVW fix next week, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
That's right.
I mean, this is my favorite time of the year. My favorite time of the year is tour time because, where else can I spend?
Especially when
He's
it's summer.
messing with us. He's messing with us.
Yeah, it's where else can I spend time with my friends doing what we love and having a blast doing it? Like, that's what the wrestling business is.
That's right.
They asked me on the Netflix show, like, what would you want to come from this? Like, what do you want to happen to OVW for you for this show? And I told them just flat out, an endless summer.
Yes,
That's what the dream is. That's what the goal for all of us is. It's an endless summer. No matter what company it is, no matter how you're doing it, you're traveling the world. You're with your friends. You're doing what you love.
Hayden's got something else for you. Josh
Yeah, hit me.
Ashcraft, who do you think Cal Hero tag team partner is for Saturday night special?
Why, me, of course.
Oh,
I mean, hell, I'd do it if Cal came asking. Doug Basham might be at ringside. I'm not thrilled about having to fight Tony Gunner Crixus, but I'd be there for moral support. I can bring the chain of command and the crowbar and bring Jason Todd back out. But I have no idea, Hayden. Honestly, I have no clue. I think we're all kind of wondering who that's going to be, and there's been no definitive answer. I mean, I've legitimately asked Cal face to face, like, "Yo, who you teaming with?" You won't even tell me. So
that's a big secret.
who knows?
Maybe you won't find out until the day of the show.
He could lace out the boots one more time. Al.
It
Al Snow
could be
like
Al
lace
Snow.
him up
Hell, it
one
could
more
be
time.
anybody.
I mean, we have seen Leaf Cassidy return.
Johnny, you're
John Cena's on a retirement tour. How do you know it's not John
Hey,
Cena?
that's right. I mean, you can't see him, but
Well-
he might be there.
All right, I will tell you this right now, though. I will guarantee you one thing.
okay.
I know exactly how to find out.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Be there live by going to OVWTix.com.
That's right. Be there
That's
live.
OVWTIX.com and get your tickets today. See how I did that? It's
Oh,
Hell
right
yeah, he
back
did.
around and do a plug.
John Gilbert said Tony Evans is the GOAT.
Yes, he is.
I like me some superior Tony Evans.
Okay, Hayden
Excuse me,
said-
hang on. If you're going to do it, you got to do it right, please. Superior Tony Evans.
Or as I called him, superior ass Tony Evans. At
We're
one point,
looking at his ass.
at one point, he had superior on his ass, and he decided to go. So you're looking at my ass? I'm like, no. You were calling
was
yourself
before he
superior,
made it
and I
to
just called you a
OVW.
superior ass. That was at a bar brawl, actually.
Tony,
We're getting
Tony
it.
Evans is phenomenal.
Hayden
He
said
is.
Tour time is the best time to see Ohio Valley Wrestling, folks. Come see them at Hot Point Davis Arena, 4400 Shepherdsville Road.
We got to get out there, Sean, and
Yeah, we
Bmoney,
do, baby.
because we've been slacking a little bit on going to the shows.
We have.
I'm just saying, guys, there's nothing like seeing OVW live, and again, it goes back to you never know who you're going to see, you never know what you're going to see. Eric Surge didn't see that kick in the
Yep, he
nuts
didn't.
coming from Tony Gunn, but it was there.
He didn't.
Now let's hope that's not
Shannon
what
the
happens. Oh, shit, you mispronounced
Hey.
it.
Shannon the douche.
Shannon the douche.
Shannon LeDouche.
I saw him dead at Manchester Music Hall. He got taken out and he was just laying there. I was like, oh my God,
You were
will
there,
you move?
right, for Al Snow's birthday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, the old man, I
helped
thought he
put
was
the
going to
cake
kill
in his
me.
face.
Yeah, I thought he was going to kill me that night.
Yeah. And speaking of the man, there he is, Al Snow, OBW CEO.
Yeah, working for Al Snow has been phenomenal. It's been cool to do.
He's an
man.
unsung hero in the sport
He
of
really
wrestling.
is.
Nobody, he does not get enough credit for everything he's done.
So like when
They just see the mannequin head, and a lot of people see him as a goof. I'm like, he's way more talented.
Oh, he is.
like when
He
I
managed to
would
get that over.
go to OVW back, still as a fan, sitting in the crowd, Al was on commentary at one point in time, and Al's always been an intrinsic part of OVW, even in his time away. When he would step away when WWE moved on to FCW, or when he was with TNA and he came back around. Having Al come back as the boss, a few years ago, it's been a great learning experience. Being able to be around, and I've been around Al since very early in my career. He's always been willing to take time to teach, to talk, to tell you, stories, to explain the fact that he's telling you to do it like this or do it like that because he has done it like this and it works easier or better
That's
if you do
right.
it like that. Things,
Right.
Things like that, to share his wisdom. So,
Oh yeah.
Al's been a lot of the guys stand with Al, and we're very thankful and happy to have him.
You're right. Never know who you will see at OVW, talking about people who you might see who had actually went on to have Matt Capitelli.
Matt Capitelli.
Yeah, rest easily,
him.
Matt.
That's
He
right.
was Matt Capitelli was a great human being. He helped train a crop of fantastic talent in professional wrestling. He was taken from us way too soon.
Yep.
But we will always love and honor the memory of Matt Capitelli and OVW, and anyone who honestly knew Matt. If he touched your life in any way, shape, or form, you knew where you stood.
And as
That's
we
right.
say here on the Nice Guy Andy podcast, fuck cancer. That's
right.
how we
Yeah,
feel
fuck
about
cancer.
it. That's
Yeah, I will get behind that one with a fuck cancer.
yeah.
That's right.
It just took my brother-in-law a few months ago.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
He's been my brother-in-law since I was 8, so he's my brother.
Yeah.
His family's like, no, that's our brother.
Yeah,
That's
and,
right.
I mean that's the thing. Sometimes there are people that come into your life that become family, whether they're blood or not, whether there's marriage or not. I mean, it's just
Exactly.
people that are your family. Speaking of which, happy birthday, Karen! Shout out to my friend
Happy
Karen.
birthday,
Hi,
Karen.
Today is her
happy
birthday. She said she'd be tuning in this evening. She watched OVW religiously. She's been a very good friend of mine for years and years and years.
That's what it's all
You gotta
about.
love the loyal fans.
Well, and that's the thing, you've got people that I'm looking in the crowd every week, and I see people that I've watched grow up in that crowd, which is wild for me because
yeah.
I grew up in that crowd.
Right.
So, like one of my students, Chance Karpinski.
Shout out to Chance.
Yeah, I've known him since he was literally like 5 or 6, and I watched him and his sister. They're twins. Their dad used to bring them to shows all the time, and then Chance started coming on his own and everything else, and I literally watched him grow up from a little kid to becoming a student in OVW, and it's a wild thing to see, but it's not far from what
Hi,
it was
Mom.
like for me.
Hey, Mary.
Hi, Mom.
She's tuning in.
That's Johnny's mom, Mary.
Hi, Johnny's mom, Mary. I'm the East End villain.
You
I'm
know-
being nice to him, though.
You know, my mom's sister and them and mom, they used to help set and tear down rings for Danny Fargo
Oh, wow.
here in Kentucky.
Yes.
Oh, so it's one of those things where it's
Yep.
a long-running thing. Well, I love that,
And
man.
I also got a distant relation to Bruno Sammartino.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
That's one of my regrets, that I started the podcast too late and never got the chance to actually go out
Old
and see
County
him.
Crusher said, cancer took my dad last year in July, so I'm with y'all on that.
That's right.
He's the
Fuck
reason I
cancer.
started, and he's the reason I'm still in the ring despite any roadblocks in my way. That's right, Cole County Crusher.
Yeah, Crusher, man. I tell you what, dude. Like, when you go out there and you see roadblock and stumbling block and every bridge that's fallen down or whatever, but you keep pushing through shit, man. Like, that's really when you've got the heart. That's really when you know that you truly love something, that you have a passion for it. That's what I love about
the
you,
new
brother.
design of the national title.
Yeah, it's we've actually switched it over to the OVW United States
Oh,
Championship.
United States.
Heck
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Now pushing through shit, man, is where you show your true colors. So,
Oh, yeah.
keep kicking ass, Crusher.
As,
No, right.
as they say, the water that boils the egg softens the potato. It all depends on what
That's
you're
right.
made of.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard it like that before. I like that. I like that quite a
I
bit.
saw it on Facebook. I just
Well, I mean, hell,
Oh, but
dude, if
hey,
it works, it
though.
works.
It
I
works.
ain't mad about it.
It's a new
I ain't mad at
haiku.
all.
Yeah,
But yeah, no,
That thing is beautiful.
it really
It is a beautiful championship.
it is. It's gorgeous. And having the Revolution come out here, always trying to
At least
interrupt
he's
things.
got a different looking
Yeah.
title.
Such
He
a
had that
pain in
one
the
that looked
ass.
like the spinner title. Just took the spinner part off.
But no, if you're curious what the OVW United States Heavyweight Championship looks like, you can come tune in every Thursday.
That's right.
Be there live, 4400 Shepherdsville Road. We will be taping TV tomorrow, as a matter of fact.
And you can go to the OVW TV on YouTube and see all the latest episodes that's on there.
Yes, you can. And it's weird. You said relations. It spurred something non-wrestling related in my mind,
Yeah.
going back to the supernatural stuff. So I'm related to Chief Cornstalk,
Wow.
that the Mothman mythos is originally based off of. So it was a curse put on. So he went for peace talks at a fort in what's now Point Pleasant,
Yeah.
or right around Point Pleasant, for what were peace talks with his son. They were both captured, put in a stockade to be executed, and they put a curse on the land, and the curse on the land resulted in the Mothman. If you go
Yeah.
read the mythology and
yeah.
shit behind it, yeah.
Dang,
So,
that's crazy.
related to that side, and the other side, I'm related to two former presidents. So
Oh,
both
man.
the Adams presidents. So my family's got a
Oh,
history of just
hell
fucking some
yeah.
shit up, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, at least now you could say, yeah, my family has some
Hey, man.
history.
Hey, man. It
There's
is what
also
it
my
is.
family. It'd have to be a King Ralph situation, but we are somewhat. We're like in line, but we're so far in line. It'd have to be like a King Ralph situation for us to be. We could end up becoming this, royalty king of England, but
Well, that'd
we're
be
way far back in the line.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I'd mentioned King Ralph, that's an old school movie from.
Oh,
back
yeah,
in the
no, I know
day.
what you're talking about.
John Good. I love that movie.
Heck yeah.
But-
So then let me actually switch up things real quick and
Sure.
put you guys on the hot seat and ask you,
Okay.
who do you each think? I'm going to give you one person out of this new crop of talent that's come through OVW over the course of the better part of the last 6 months. Who's someone that's really stood out to you as a fan watching OVW? Was it just Anybody that's come in that might be some of the
Now,
newer
I did
people.
see this guy on a show at not AMW.
JJ.
AWA Supreme.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, up in Madison,
I seen him
JJ?
on that
Yeah.
show, yeah.
Yeah, I actually got to see JJ at EWA.
Okay.
That's one of the guys I've
Yeah,
been taking
JJ.
those up in Donovan
JJ.
Cecil.
Okay. So we got JJ. Who you got, Sean?
Icon Lee, I'm sorry. I know it's kind of our thing. He was our
Icon.
champion for the
you
longest
sons
time.
of bitches had to bring up Icon. Lee
I'm
at some
sorry.
point.
Hey,
I like me some
it
Icon.
wasn't
Every
me.
time.
It wasn't
like
me.
It wasn't
me
you.
some
I can't try to fight you this time.
I like me some Icon. I'm sorry.
Icon beat Johnny up.
You know, I'll say this. I'll say
this.
this tonight, and I'll say this tomorrow on television too. And
Okay.
I will. They say, you know, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say nothing at all. I do have something nice to say about Icon Lee for
Yeah.
once.
Okay.
He looks like an action figure.
Yeah.
He's sculpted like an action figure, maybe like a 3/4 size action figure, but an action
so.
figure nonetheless. So there you go. I have said something nice about Icon Lee.
There we go.
I said it on your podcast, and I will say it tomorrow night on TV as long as I can remember.
That's right.
Sounds like a plan.
Hey, at least he has something nice to say about
Right.
the idiot.
I ain't mad at him.
But look at this. I've
your
also been
thoughts?
taking on some Star Rider.
What's your thoughts on Icon Lee, Johnny?
Icon Lee is an asshole. He claims that he is the hero to the sheep, the shepherd, pardon my French.
Shepherd to the sheep.
But who has he hurt it, really? Who can he claim he has hurt it to his side?
I mean, I don't see him. He calls himself a shepherd of sheep. I don't see a stick. Where's that
That's
big
right.
stick with like the bell on the end of it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you come out with everything else. Well, where the hell's the damn stick?
Exactly.
Where's the Jedi cloak, dude?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's got Magneto's helmet head. He's got
Okay.
the loincloth,
He's got the little.
but there's
sexy
no
ass.
stick to herd the sheep.
He tried to spit water when we were at Waterfront, and I'm like, dude, you have a mask on. Did you really just try to do a Triple H water spit? Wearing a mask, it just went bleh.
Oh no!
I just put my head down. I was like, I can't.
Well,
I can't.
I'm going to be honest with you.
I can't.
Somebody on something put a picture of Icon Lee in, with the caption built in of the Barry Horowitz of OVW.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to Barry Horowitz?
Right. He
And
comes
Icon Lee
here and
didn't
I
know.
showed him the picture on my phone because I saved it in my phone and sent it to our group chat, and we all got a good laugh about it. Icon Lee comes in. I love Icon Lee. He's always been cool to me. You know, his issues
I have to
with
make
Jen-
his life miserable.
Understandable.
It's my job.
But
That's right.
he asked, well, who's that? Who's Barry Horowitz? I'm like, is he a good? I'm like, oh my God. I said, study your history. It's we had somebody on here who
Well, look at this. Cole County Crusher said, I'd personally like to rid OVW of Icon Lee if given the chance.
okay.
I'd personally like to rid OVW of all these superheroes. Can't stand a single one of them. I'll tell you
Yes.
why. It's so simple, and only one person's ever figured it out. I don't like Super Z because I'm a villain.
That's true.
Duh. It's in the name, ass.
Exactly.
It's literally written on the razor blade.
That's right.
Right. Okay.
Villain. I don't like
And
that
also-
people can't figure this out.
And also, if you're going to be a superhero, why are you wearing dark blue?
I mean, I guess to blend in with the darkness. Batman was originally
So
super
so
dark blue.
Super
That's
Z has
right.
decided that he's decided that he's no longer Superman. Now he's the Batman.
Well, he's getting curb stompered, man.
Yeah, by a Star Rider.
Star Rider.
You see, this is
Who's
what-
kind of. I'm digging his Joker vibe.
You see, Super Z
But he's-
has.
I mean,
I'm
I
still
am
not
too,
buying
but I
it.
think he's leaning too damn heavy into it. It's
Yeah.
it's. I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it in a find a way. Okay, so
To make it make sense.
Yeah.
my early original run with the LOB, I stole a lot of my mannerisms and motions from the Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
But it was just the way that my body moved. It wasn't really
Yeah.
so much anything else. It was the way that I spoke with just a certain type of cadence and a almost confused look on my face.
Michael Herm said, Josh Chase said, the LOB needs to come back and beat up Icon Lee.
I'd love for the LOB to come back. You never know. We might, hell, the LOB might be Cal Hero's partner. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yes, it
Cal just
would.
gets the entire LOB. That would be dope.
Hey.
But
Plus, Cal gets,
yeah,
pulls off the W, gets 5 minutes with Leather Daddy Doug.
I mean, hell, I'll put
Yep.
him in a
So
black
when
and white
did-
LOB T-shirt.
Hey, Leather Daddy Doug was part of the thing. I had no idea he was part of the village people, but
Well, I mean, it is what it is. We don't kink shame in this family. It's 2025.
Yeah, we don't.
accept all.
That's true.
We accept all people.
Jack
That's
Mine.
right.
Man.
We also accept the thigh slapper.
I also accept donations. My PayPal is.
That's right. Donate to
saying.
them.
That's right.
Also, my proudest moment.
Anybody
When
want
we were at-
water?
I'm
I'll
good,
take a
brother.
water.
I'm
Good
cool.
water.
I'm rocking my Arnold Palmer over here.
My favorite moment about a Manchester Music Hall show that we went to is that no one had ever asked Jack Vaughn to do his thigh slap. Well, when we get out there, Sean and me start screaming, slap your thigh, and he looks, and he's looking around, and he finally spots us, and he points towards us, and he raises the arm up, and he's shaking the arm, and then slaps the thigh. Best moment ever.
Donovan Cecil and Jack Vaughn could literally fight each other until the end of time, and I would be okay
That's
with watching
right.
those matches.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I always like seeing two big guys going at it. Oh, yeah.
Ryan
Good
Mosley
slam.
said,
Pause.
I'll always have
Yeah,
nothing but
pause.
great things to say about Josh Ashcraft. He is a good friend.
Ah, well, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate that, buddy. Ryan Mosley and I go way, way back.
Shout out to the final count.
Yeah, man. I've been on Final Count podcast before.
Yep.
Had a good time. Donovan Cecil's, God, he's just so damn good.
Yeah, look at that.
And here is something for those watching. I do want to say is that I appreciate each and every one of you that are in the crowd every week at OVW. As somebody that was a kid sitting in the crowd at OVW watching the show to being on it now, it means the world to me to see all of you come out and support us every single week.
Yes, sir.
Support me, whether I'm good, bad, or indifferent. Even if you boo me, you're still supporting me. Still getting
That's
that
right.
reaction I wanted, so I'm happy about it. But genuinely, everybody in that locker room is appreciative and thankful of the OVW faithful each and every week, and we want to keep growing. We've been growing. You've been telling your friends. You've been telling your family. We've been a Louisville staple for almost 40 years at this point.
That's right.
Yep.
35, yeah, damn near. Yeah,
Damn near 40.
And without the OVW faithful and without all of you that watch and come to shows and everything else, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. And I wouldn't be able to live the dream that I have being part of OVW. That was my dream. So, we're about to start more of an outreach, more of a campaign to bring more of the community back into OVW and
That's
to let
right.
the community know that we are still here. We're working with Dare to Care one Saturday every month. We're out there loading up vehicles full of food for, families in need, people in need.
Great cause.
And we encourage, if any of our OVW faithful are in need, to reach out to Dare to Care. I mean, we literally don't judge. We love you and we want to help. We want to give back. So if you see us, give us a hug, say what's up, because we're there to help too. We're going to be reaching out to a lot of local businesses and things of the such, going forward, more community programs, seeing where we can get involved. I think you're going to see a lot more of OVW in and around Louisville and
That's
Lexington,
right.
the surrounding markets over the course of the next 6 months. And I encourage each and every one of you to keep an eye on our social media. We've got some really, really big things brewing that I'm not able to talk about. But I think that everyone going forward is going to get a chance to see a lot more of us, and we want you to know how much we appreciate that.
That's right. Ryan Mosley said, it's cool to see those that were kids in the developmental days come back and bring their kids nowadays.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's absolute.
Oh, yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. You see, Michael Herm was in the chat just a little while
Yep,
ago.
yep.
Watching his kids come up, it's nuts to see that, and I mean that in the best way possible, because like OVW, at the end of the day, it is a family thing. Like, there are generations that have grown up inside Davis Arena. Kids now have kids that are bringing their kids that hopefully one day will continue to bring their kids and grandkids and so on and so forth. And we want to be there for that. We've been there for that for a lot of people. Hell, OVW has been that for me. I've spent the majority of my adult life, and I mean, even just as a fan sitting in the crowd, the majority of my life has been in and around OVW.
That's right.
And it's been a blessing. Sorry, I will ramble, boys. Someone
Hey, it's
grab a
all
hold
right.
at any
We
time,
like
'cause
we like hearing
This
it.
is what I do. I talk, and I get to talk about one of my favorite things myself.
Hey, brother, we
That's
like
wrestling.
hearing it though.
Ryan Mosley said, I miss when OVW collected for the Crusade for Children back in the day, man.
You know, I do too, and I don't know why we stopped doing that, but that'd be something that our community outreach program could possibly get back
my
into.
And Coke County
Doing
Crusher had
Crusade
something,
Rumble.
too. He said, Jack Vaughn is on my list of people I'd be honored to be across the ring from because he knows what it is to be a professional wrestler at his heart. Love that guy.
Man, just gotta watch out. He's got those long, lanky limbs, Crusher.
Oh,
He'll
he
get you,
does.
man. He'll get you.
Also, he'll thigh slap you.
He will.
Watch
He
out
will.
for
Those
it.
things hurt.
Poke you in the eye too.
That's right. He'll do whatever it takes to win because if the referee ain't looking,
Hey,
you got it.
if the referee don't see it, it never happens.
Pretty
That's
much.
right.
Boys, I think we got about 10 minutes left. Hit me with the lightning round. Hit me with some questions. What
That's
we
right.
got?
What's
What
your
you wanna
Mount
know?
Rushmore of wrestling?
Wrestlers or managers?
Wrestlers.
CM Punk,
Okay.
Eddie Guerrero, Shawn Michaels,
Gonna be a tough one for you.
Bruiser Brody.
Nice.
Because Brody really was able to do a wild man and a big man and a brawler and a bruiser. I mean, it was that. I apologize between that and Stan Hansen.
Yes.
Eddie was amazing. Sean could do. I mean, Sean could do whatever in the ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, love him or hate him, he was phenomenal inside the ropes. And Punk is just, yeah, Punk's got the whole package.
He
Still
does.
does to this day.
He does.
No matter what his detractors say, CM Punk has it.
Okay. Your Mount Rushmore of managers.
Well, myself.
Hell yeah.
That one has to go on there. Paul Heyman, Bobby Heenan, Bill Alfonso,
Good one.
Fonzie.
and if I'm being serious, and I am getting into it, it's Heyman, Heenan, Fonzie. That last one's a tough one.
It is.
Paul Ellering.
Nice.
Paul Ellering, because Ellering, I stole a lot from Ellering because he literally would have had the van and would pick up the Road Warriors. He'd pick up Hawk and Animal and drive them to the shows. He booked the hotels. He booked the flights. He took care of his boys. He was a
That's
manager
Yeah.
for his boys. And I stole a lot of that from him.
Same as he was when he was with the
I heard
Offers of Pain.
when Mike and then later in life Joe died, they didn't use a normal hearse. They used his van
Yep.
for
Yeah.
the hearse to use as the hearse.
Yeah.
They
That's
wanna-
how it should be
he
done.
keeps it like put out the way. Any other time he'll use his regular car.
They
but-
want to know what your OVW Mount Rushmore is.
Ooh.
That is a great question.
It
Mike
is.
Mondo.
Asked
Yes.
by Ryan Mosley.
Mosley. Yeah.
Mike Mondo, Ali Vaez, Johnny Jeter,
It's 2/5 of the Spare Squad. for,
Yep.
for those that just watched WWE.
yeah. God, that's hard.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Mondo, Jeter.
He said put you on the spot. So.
Yeah, no, I did, and I'm good with it. I'm good with it. All right, I said Mondo, I said Jeter. Who else did I say?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali Vaez. Somebody that I don't think got enough credit for helping with some of the more high-flying stuff in OVW's history and helping a lot of people out, Smooth Johnny Spade.
Nice.
That would be my Mount Rushmore of OVW guys that could go out there. And that takes nothing away from the wealth of talent that have walked through those doors, but those are also people that I've had the ability to personally be in there with and see how good they truly are.
That's right.
For what they were doing.
And if you could put it back on the boots, who in today's wrestling at OVW would you want to take on personally?
Oh, I'd fight Shannon the Dude in a heartbeat just so I know I could kick his ass. Does it have to be a one-on-one match, or can I do a tag?
It could be a tag team.
Do I want a tag? Okay, if I get a tag, it's myself, Crixus, and Karn Alexander.
Yep.
Because not a lot of people know Karn Alexander, but Karn's a very, very, very good close personal friend of mine who's now back with OVW. He's helping train one of the classes. He's backstage helping the guys out, and he's been lacing the boots up, getting in the ring every opportunity he could.
Yep.
So I would do that against the team of Shannon Ledouche, Adam Revolver.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
And Parker Lee.
Nice choice.
Because I have my reasons for tagging with Crixus. He and I go way deep back to him first coming over here type shit. So we're very, very good friends for a very long time. Shannon and I've always wanted to get my hands on Shannon the Dude.
Yeah.
Adam Revolver is just like butter in the ring, just smooth and easy to work with. And I think Parker Lee has a lot of potential in being one of the newer guys in OVW that's really going to have a chance to break out and shine. I said it at the beginning of the year about Ashton Adonis. I said it about Eric Surge. I said it about Anthony Totele. And I said it about Brandon Beretta.
That's right.
And I have so far been right on almost all of the things that I said where they will be holding gold by the time the year's over. We're halfway through it, and they already are. So,
That's right.
Parker Lee, I'm putting in that class of people that will be a major player in OVW at some point in time before this year is over.
Hell yeah.
I got a question.
Hit me.
What is your number one dream match? A match that never happened. And hold on, can I throw you a couple that
Sure.
I like?
Yeah, hit me.
I would have liked to see Owen Hart, Kurt Angle, Bret Hart, Kurt Angle. I would have liked to see, of course, Taker.
Which angle, though?
Because remember,
It's not Perk Angle anymore. It's Peak Angle.
That's right, Peak Angle.
Because Peak Angle was peak fucking angle, bro.
He was.
But,
Even when he was Perk Angle, he was still better than 90% of the people.
well, no, yeah,
I'd
but
say
we
it,
just don't call it Perk Angle.
Yeah, we don't
Right.
call it
Because
that.
it's yeah.
Yeah, because
Kurt doesn't want it called Perk Angle anymore, so we
And
ain't
it's-
gonna
and
do it.
out of
You know
respect,
why?
we
'Cause
changed it.
he's Kurt fucking Angle.
My favorite video is him doing this dive off the stage on Abyss.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that front flip.
I
Yeah.
really would have liked to seen Sean and The Rock.
Okay, so
Yeah.
At their peaks, though.
yeah, no, I'm taking Sting and Taker 98.
hell
Yes.
yeah. I want that so
Sting
bad.
Taker 98.
Yes.
That would have been a good one.
It would have.
That would have been a real good one. And I was never really a big Sting guy. He's,
Yeah.
you know, and it's no disrespect to him. I wasn't a fan of the Crow.
Yeah.
It just wasn't my jam.
Even
at the
though it was
time.
Scott Hall, that's just.
Yeah, and that's okay. It
That's
just
cool.
it's
Hey,
it
Scott
is.
Hall.
Yeah, no, it was what it was.
Yep.
But like, it's one of those things where I think the two of them would have tore it up.
Yeah.
They would have.
Oh, so you know that Abyss at some point was supposed to come out of a casket.
Yeah, and take her during his. I think they said it was like his 2006 TNA run. Which Abyss is a sweetheart of a human being.
He is.
Such a good dude.
I had dinner with him after he got inducted into the MWA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because he got put in the same class as my dad, and him and my dad were kind of boys, so we all.
Oh, hell yeah.
We had like Applebee's or something after. It was so cool. But
because he used to wrestle for the
Didn't have
MWA.
long hair, it freaked me out. I was like, bro, where's his hair?
Dude, yeah, no, the time he got to spend in OVW when we were the developmental for TNA, he was just an absolute pleasure to be around. A real genuine human being, and someone that to this day, when I run into him or I see him, it's a big hug and a brother. It's great to see you. How have you been?
Yep.
Which is so nice for somebody, you know, that has been around for as long as he has. Yeah, and could That Jimmy Jacobs is the same way.
Oh yeah,
Jimmy Jacobs is just very much, hey bro, how are you? It's great to see you. You know, guys like that.
Another one from OVW that really doesn't get a lot of love, but he's now more behind the scenes. Paradise.
Oh my God, I was just thinking about Jimmy the other day. James Long.
Yeah.
He's working now for WWE behind the scenes in production, and man, some of their video packages you can absolutely tell that he's had his hands all over it because he's a bad mamma jamma dude.
Yes, he is.
So good.
And can you believe it that we're already at the 2 hour?
2 hour.
There we go, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys having me on here. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you coming in, sharing your wealth of wisdom, not wealth.
Hey, you know,
I mean,
wish
you
I
can't
did.
share that.
I wish I did.
That's what it's all about.
But no, guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening to me ramble for a couple hours. You can find me on all social media at Josh Ashcraft or at Josh Ashcraft86. If you don't find one, you're guaranteed to find the other.
That's right.
Go to ovwtix.com. And, boys, thanks for having me.
Yes,
You're welcome, brother.
Bmoney, let you say your goodbyes, buddy.
I want to say it was great talking to you and finally meeting you. You know, getting to sit here, pick your brain, watch some OVW. It's been great. Nice to meet you, dude.
Thank you.
Passing it to Sean.
All right. Josh Ashcraft, man, I know you were here last time. I was not feeling good that day. Couldn't make it. I've been kicking myself ever since I was going to come here today, whether I felt good or not. But I feel fine. Thanks for coming in, man. I'm glad that at the Caverna Super Show you come up to us. Well, like, I want on. There was no, hey, how are you? It's just walked up and said, I want on the podcast.
That's right.
I'm like, okay, go talk to the guy in the shiny jacket over there, and we'll get you in, brother.
Speaking of the guy with the shiny jacket, Johnny.
Yeah, guys, I want to thank everyone that's been tuning in tonight, everyone that's been leaving comments. I want to thank you, Josh Ashcraft, for yet again gracing us with your presence. It's been a pleasure to have you in here, brother. And if there's any other OVW talent that would like to come on, send them my way, and I'll get them on fast.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Guys,
thank you.
Out there, I just want to say, make sure that your mental health is okay. Because it's never a bad time to know that you are loved. Never be afraid to show your feelings, because I know that stuff like that affects you. Just reach out to someone today. Tell them you love them, because you never know if they're also dealing with mental health issues.
Exactly. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
That's right. So, guys, I just want to say, if you're not having fun,
you ain't getting none.
Damn Skippy. And go out June 15th to the Lexington Ice Center, because I'm telling you guys, you're also going to have a great time there. But not only that, before that, Saturday the 14th, go check out OVW. Hit it with them, Josh.
Go to ovwtix.com. That is ovwtix.com. Pick up your tickets for OVW Presents Hard Reset June 14th at Hot Point, Davis Arena.
That's right, guys. And that's all we got to say about that.
Nice Guy Andy podcast.
That ain't what your mama said.
He keeps popping up at the mouth. I'm going to be his dad.
Anyways, you guys go on your little rinky-dink bullshit podcast.